One more, but nicely traded out by Bernski. Moving on in though, easy. Does find one, looking to find the second.
Oh no, good for one. Traded on out. Though the Direwolves, 2 frags in the round on a full eco. I mean, I guess you'll take that.
Already in the post plant before the spike. Even does go its way in. Lou, one, does find a second as well. Now with that control, they know that they are over towards this mid area. Fleshes does pick up one, but that's going to be Lou picking up a third. Surely going for the fourth. He will find it.
Fury to play with a little bit later on, but the kills start to be contributed to them as well. Not one yet seen in return.
It's going to cause a little bit of a problem, but now Lou, he's already up at the side. He's up very, very close, and they're going to line up. Oh my word, Lou! You are an absolute animal in this matchup right now. The spike. Oh, but he runs out of bullets. There's a good trade from Jun. In the end, they don't line up though. Jun gets 3. This is starting to get a little bit scary. Looks for a 4th, but it's going to be pain. And there is the New York have to come out as well. It's all in the jungle. Wow, so much has been done from Jun.
Leave gets a quick pick onto Clutchy. A quick tap from Lukey, blind through the wall. And a follow-up. Are you kidding me?
All the players on order, though, relatively low themselves. Wizard's pushing from the backlines as he manages to find all the remaining kills. How does his turret manage to do something there? The wall isn't really there for it. There's a gap, and Disco exploits it on towards Minim, and the showstopper gets him, and we are going to overtime. Really run away with this map. Toro, though, got a couple of good headshots, giving some free haircuts out, and
a couple of angles, at least physically. Now, at long distance, great shot! 2 for him! A triple in total! And Mike is already lying in wait. Major has to go for a kill. Mike with a quadra. All 3 players of Mindfreak working their way onto the side. My God, Lakers! 180, jet difference, and trade back from Bliss. But Lakers, he's still going huge triple at this point. It's all down to the last play. Jungle versus Lakers, 1-on-1. Operator versus Vandal. And Lakers with the quad to finish off. Clean retake from Mindfreak.
Infrequent, he will! How does he get away with that? On Minim, though. 2-5-2-5-3! Are you joking me right now, Minim? Already all the way up. Swaps down the member below. And Minim, he doesn't want to deal with it anymore. Give him the ace at this point. He will collect. And Minim brings Wildcard to 16.
Cool. Down really low and now left to try and spray. He finds it too. Can he find the third though? Now the third one. All the time has been riddled away, and Norton just gonna swing out.
Mindfreak is on a piece of the puzzle. Rolski, nice scope, takes down Pex, and Scroll manages to frag back.
Oh, he does jump, but in the end does find the frag. It's all on the Tux. 1 versus 3. Already finding one. So much that he needs to find here. Does move back into the pit. Does find one. This is only the 1v1 now. Wizard, can he find the shot? Will Tux solidify this one? He will! Tux goes huge.
Oh my god! Ronski, what a flick! Nice X, trying to get the headshot.
Right, alright, welcome back, folks, to the Nova Invitational presented by Order and Logitech G. We've got ourselves some banger of matches up here over the next 3 days, of course. My name is Pierce Potato Fries Evans. I'm joined here with none other than Luther 2SBS Minchell. Well, that is okay from that one there. But remember, folks, be sure to be hyped up for these ones here because we got ourselves plenty of matches. It's the big boy leagues now. There is, of course, those best of threes from that one there. I am, of course, as you know here, PS Raz Evans, joined with none other than Luther 2SBS Minchell.
Hello, everyone. My mic works now, apparently, so hello. Welcome back once again. Very keen to have everyone here. Very keen for some more Valorant action here on the main stream. And here in the playoffs, some absolute banger matches we should be having up here soon. And here's just a bit of a taste of what's going to be up here. On our stream, of course, tonight, we've got Mindfreak versus Kanga over on Digital Cast stream. They're going to be having Order versus Bliss, both of these games being BO3s. And then again tonight after this one, we've got a second best of 3 against the winner of those 2 games. Loser of these games drops down to the lower bracket, which will be played out on Saturday. All gearing up for a grand final on Sunday afternoon, which should be quite an exciting weekend ahead of us, I think, Piers.
Oh, yeah, indeed. So, Order, Bliss, Mindfreak, and Kanga battling it out for that 12k prize pool at the very end of it all. The best of 3, double elims, of course. And otherwise, it's going to be a huge impact cross on that then. As you can see there, first place, that's 6k up for grabs, second with the 3,500, third with that 1,500, and fourth with the 1,000. So not too shabby at all. Teams definitely going to be sweating a whole lot for this one to make sure they have a good chance to bring it all the way from that one there.
Yeah, for sure. There's been a lot of excitement around this tournament. There's been a lot of amazing plays being made, a lot of amazing people behind this tournament, of course, and one of the wonderful groups of people making this possible, of course, is Logitech G. With the new Logitech G Color Collection, a fresh new take on gaming gear, you can customize with swappable, reversible headband straps, super fun mic covers, so many colorful devices there ready for you to elevate your gameplay, mix, match, and play your way. And I have to say, I have to personally vouch for Logitech here. The best mouse I've ever owned sitting right here is a Logitech. So thank you once again to Logitech for sponsoring the Order Nova Invitational. Very excited to have them on board once again with some fantastic gear.
Definitely good there. Look at these color collections here. They got themselves black, blue, pink, and purple straight up for grabs, and with all the customizability options for that one there. So definitely go ahead and check those ones out from that one there. Now, of course, the rosters for the first best of 3 for tonight is going to be Mindfreak up against Kanga. Let's look at, of course, first roster here on none other than Mindfreak side. Watt, Scroll, Norson, Snow, and Lakers. You know the names. You know how insane they are definitely going to be competing for this one here. And, of course, their rivals are going to be none other than Kanga Esports from that one there. So we'll get that one going through from that there. But, you know, it is going to be really hard to bring those ones back. And as you can see here, Clutchy, Sicko, Greg, Lukey, and Coro. So 10 Titans ready to be battling it out here tonight. This first best of 3 to get through to the upper bracket and have an easy breezy slot in for that grand final one there. But of course, the winner of this first best of 3 will be versing the winner over on Digital's channel, which will be Order and Bliss from that one there. So let's talk about, of course, what these maps are going to be looking like for this very first best of 3 tonight.
Yeah, for sure. We've already had the vetoes come down, and it's going to be, so Mindfreak were banning first. They took Ascent out of the way. Kanga followed up with a ban onto Icebox, leaving 3 maps left to be picked for this best of 3. Of course, Mindfreak chose to pick Split for map number 1, which Kanga will start on the defense side. Kanga then struck back with the map number 2 pick of Haven, which Mindfreak will also be starting on defense side for that map. And then finally, Bind is left over with Mindfreak starting on defense. So those are our map vetoes. That's our best of 3 out of the way. But these teams are looking to get each other out of the way and go straight towards the finals, try and make the run as deep as best they can. We should be getting underway soon.
Of course, match is already underway here for you folks on this action. Very first map of this best of 3, split with Kanga on the defense and Mindfreak on that offense there. Getting these hovers accord, and looks like that they've already locked in here for the Kanga side. Clutchy with the Sage, Sicko with the Breach, Lukey with the Cypher, Greg with the Brim, and Koro with the Raze. So very strong lineup either side there, definitely playing to their comfort zones. Sages are really, really impactful on this map here on Split. And of course, the Breach is very brutal just as a whole. Those 3 flashes and that Rolling Thunder, you definitely want to be steering clear of. Koro seems to be playing in his comfort zone there. We've seen plenty of frags from him. Imagine sweat up from that one. Over towards the Mindfreak side, we got ourselves Pex with the Raze, Watt with the Astra, Scrawl with the Breach, Lakers with the Sage, and Norson with that Killjoy. So very even matches across the board. A little more of a modern approach of Mindfreak. That Astra coming out there, definitely very useful as well. Those pre-smokes, but of course, just really comes out to comfort. More sort of classic coming out there for Kanga's side. But, you know, the Breaches are definitely in the meta at the moment. 3 flashes either side, and Rolling Thunders are going to be proven very useful from there. So a little bit of a mirror pick coming out there, mainly just coming down to Cypher versus Killjoy and Astra versus Brim. And otherwise, the rest are pretty much identical from there. So not really much sway either side from that one there. And both teams trying to be playing that first half advantage, trying to get the 7-5, even the 8-4, and see if they can't close that into the second across the board there. But without further ado, folks, we're going to go ahead and get this first one under wrap. None other. Be sure to go ahead and try out for some of those predictions. I believe will be going up with this as well to keep this one going there. Let us know who you are repping for tonight. Who's going to win this first map in this best of 3 here on Split. Kanga on that defense, Mindfreak over on that offense. And boy, oh boy, it should be a very, very sweaty match.
Seeing early, a little bit of a mid-split coming out here. What? Setting up a bit of util to get out here. Smoke going to cover the cross. Meanwhile, Norson just breaking down this wall over towards A. But on the other side, Clutchy getting ready for it to go down. Trying to find a pick as now this spike starts to rotate its way over. Minute 17 left. Plenty of time for Mindfreak. So they try to get this spike on one of the sites here.
A split coming out here. 2 through ropes, 3 through back of A main. The pressure's on for Clutchy to hold out this initial push here. He's stalling as best he can, but that wall is almost broken up. And he's just going to have to dip back to A site. And look at that. The slow is out already to stop the rush going through. But so is the molly coming out the heaven side. The first to strike is Greg, but misses all the shots. Pex will punish. And now it's down to a 4v5. They can burst off the back of that straight towards the A site. Sicko with one of his own onto Watt. He's going to keep on holding on. Another follow-up as well, but Scrawl going to trade it up. Koro getting the man advantage, but Lakers evening the score. Lakers with one more, and now it's down to Lukey all alone, the 1v2. Tapping along, catches out Scrawl, but stuck on 63 HP. The advantage game might be paying off, but no! Lakers misses the shot. Lukey's clutches up the Kanga, and they win the pistol 1-0.
Absolutely massive coming out here for Lukey, just being able to get in and find that 1-on-2 when odds were against him. That man advantage laying straight with Mindfreak, but they weren't able to take advantage of it and get that spike down in the end.
Indeed. So they are making that one work and making it very comfortable for them, of course. Look at that, 2Ks. 2-2Ks coming out here for Kanga. One from Lukey, one from Sicko to make that one mop up easily there. But, you know, early days on Split, lost a bit of momentum, and they're stuck on the full eco here for Mindfreak's side. So they might be able to turn around, get a bit of luck factor. So they're going to go for that close ropes take on, of course, mid to B, and see if they can't just try it with the burst fire headshots with the classic and just running rampant through up towards there. And, oh no, they're going to go back towards A. Excuse me, they must have found a bit of intel they didn't really like. They're still stalling a bit, so they're kind of going back and forth for either or, but no, I'm going to lock in the B site once and for all, and then this push is going to come through.
Koro's got quite the lineup here. Gonna get a bit of damage, but fall off onto the corner. Flashed out for Lukey, trying to find that one Sicko and Lukey to find their entries. But here comes the triple for Sicko, as they just clean up in this anti-eco, find all those kills with their SMGs, and go straight in. Just gonna go straight to the Logitech G replay. We're going to see that nice spray down coming in. The flashes and the exec, very nice there to try and get out, but they just had so many players stacked up that it just didn't work quite the way they wanted it to.
Yeah, the rotate was pretty quick there, but the counter flashes coming out there from Sicko really did definitely stall them. Both sides were kind of blind, and obviously the armor, the guns in hand, you really just can't be competing with that one. But, you know, full eco side, first 4 rounds aren't exactly big impact on the overall picture, but definitely help you get the momentum across the board. Mindfreak now with the full buy, and by the looks of it, they're just trying to get a bit of info now. Playing the safe game to make sure that they don't get overpicked or over-rotate for this one, and they can just methodically push a site. Just based off positioning, looks to be a mid to B. Actually, Killjoy kind of waiting back of A, but they're probably going to be wrapping on towards ropes here. Or, no, sorry, excuse me, back on towards Mail. Then Pincer on for Cypher. They didn't try it from last time, but they might be switching it up this time. Killjoy's still convinced for A. I think it was just waiting for a lurk, but could be pushing with the team. And no, you're going to rotate last second there. Back towards sewer line. And how about the B site there where Raze is residing?
Yeah, just trying to get this mid control. Just waiting out. Hoping for a bit of over-aggression, I think Mindfreak are going to destroy that tripwire as they start them to make their way up towards Heaven. Lukey on the other side, going to get a camera out to try and find a bit of information, but he's found more than he can bargain for as now the push comes out. Kanga is going to have to hold on tight onto this B site, but this first frag out doesn't bode well for them, and now they're able to isolate these defenders out of the site as that spike is going down. Lakers going to be watching as we see Lukey try to push forth. He's going to try and go for the second with the spray. Clutchy is going to clean up that one, but it does trade back and forth in towards Mindfreak's advantage. Sicko trying to just break down the wall to try to get back out from a different angle, but right behind the
what he's stalling. Yeah, they have to deal with this nuisance here, but he's still held on. No more flashes available. What with the first, jiggling the second, and a headshot onto Sicko. Mindfreak take a round on the scoreboard as they go 1-2.
Very nice from Mindfreak. They're just being able to just execute onto the site, just run out, find those frags. Pretty much just the name of the game, isolating these defenders, getting them off the site, and then just making that retake job as hard as possible for them. And they did exactly that.
Yeah, it is pretty methodical coming down to those early days coming through here from sort of competitive strategic FPSs, either or. But 2-1, Mindfreak got the full buys, and now it is Kanga's turn with a full buy of their own. So how fast can they stall? Because Pex is running rampant up towards Heaven ramp side. I think Greg hears it as well, and Pex has the pressure on to try and clear this angle. But of course, Clutchy and Greg still holding on strong. They just have to try and find the timing either or here. Calling for Korra's rotate, making sure they can lock down this A site because they know there's at least 3 here. And they could try for these trades as best they can. Oh, a fantastic nade. Catching out Korra, has to dip off the angle. And now they've got themselves this mid-wrap control. So the pressure's on for them because they can, you know, lock it towards the A site where the spike is. By the looks of it, they are definitely going to be doing that one. But they can wrap towards B as a fake if needed, just to try and sell a bit more of it as some info. So bit methodical. Still a 5v5, but now the push is about to happen.
Lining up that exec as Watt's going to find that entry. Now the ult comes out to back aside to try and clear it. Clutchy going to be trying to hold on, but the Phantom Bullet is going to connect from Watt. Pex with a frag as well. Now 2 versus 5 to try and retake. It's looking rather difficult for Kanga. All their teammates down. Try not to lose any more as they stay around the site, but ultimately decide just to try and back off it instead. What they might not expect, however, is a player pushing around, that being Norsen. Going to be just coming up behind them. Going to be able to try and spot one. Actually doesn't land the spray down. Instead, Lukey going to be able to find that. But the info is there at least for Mindfreak that these players are backing off. And they're going to go hunting Watt, finding that one to make it a 3k. And now Lukey all by his lonesome trying desperately to hold on to that Vandal.
Yeah,
Spike
he's
just
trying.
sticking away.
He's trying for this one there. That was very unfortunate for Kanga that not only they were just trying to go for the save, they couldn't win the round after the initial hold, and then they're being headhunted at that because they know that they are stuck on an eco next round, and if they take away all these guns, it's going to be very brutal for them. But Mindfreak take another round. They go 2-all now, and man, oh man, Kanga a little bit concerned with this one. Still early days though, you know, up to round 5 overall, and gonna be another eco for Kanga. Mindfreak probably gonna be running rampant, nice and fast here, but if they are unaware of these early pushes, then of course they're gonna be caught out in the open with a knife in hand or some util. So just making sure they get a nice methodical take here over towards the B site, and then if they are concerned about it, they'll wrap through ropes onto A.
Yeah, Nade's going to go out, hitting close to Lukey, but not quite dealing any damage. Instead, these players just kind of playing a bit of a default here, just waiting for something to show itself, and Laker's going to find a bit of a showing in mid here, finding that one. Scroll comes in to help him out, but Sicko is at least able to trade one back. Still man advantage lying in the way of Mindfreak. Even more so now that they've got this revive up, 5 versus 3. They've pretty much got whatever opportunity to go wherever they want here, but Lukey is going to stand in their way towards B main. They don't exactly know he's here. He's going to find that one. He's going to find 2. He's going to find 3. Lukey! This is absolutely huge. Spike down. He's going to be able to back off and get away with a bit of HP left, but that just completely turns the tide of things.
Oh, yeah, it does. He could just get a heal from Sage. That'll probably be just enough time. Mindfreak, they know that their Spike is back B. They don't have enough time to try and go for the A. Split is very, very long coming through for T side. So they're just going to try and muscle on through for the B side here. But Sicko ready with the Rolling Thunder. As soon as he hears that plant, it is on. And man, oh man, they're not going to be ready for it. But what? Pushing CT gets a 2-piece. And now it's down to a 1v1. Norson versus Clutchy is going to be playing that turret bait game, but manages to dip away at the wrong timing and is just going to wait it out for a little bit. Clutchy has to shoot, of course, the inevitable, that turret in place, but now Norson can reposition towards backside, and he has dipped away at the perfect time. Mindfreak now on the advantage, 3-2.
Yeah.
Oh, that's absolutely just so much damage being done in that round there. Lukey, as you can see on the replay, just finding all 3 of those, but still Mindfreak being able to just turn it back around, bring it into that 1 versus 1 at least, get that spike, get that kill. But wow, that was close for comfort, right?
Yeah, went back and forth. Lukey with that 3K, they thought they were done and dusted, but what with the 2K pushing CT? I don't know how you even think of that when you have no idea where the positioning is, but you know, these aggressive plays seem to be the way to go and managing to make it off there. So 3-2, Mindfreak now on the up and up, but of course, I believe they were on that eco buy for Kanga, so that is not going to be ideal for them. And look at that 1-to-1 trade, a blind shot from Sicko to get it back onto Watt. Now down to a 4v4 early on here, and looks like Mindfreak, they're probably going to be going towards the B site here, even though they don't have a whole lot of info. They might try and wrap through ropes if they are confident, but mid is definitely the play.
Smoke gonna come out to just try and hold them off a little bit. Minute left in Mindfreak. Well, they've got that 1 pick to play off, but not too much more, not too much information. That's what they kind of need at the moment. They need to know what's safe, what's the best possible opportunity to go out.
Ooh,
that ult
ropes
now gonna come
definitely
through.
not safe.
Yeah, Robe's definitely not safe there, but Clutchy going to be able to res 1 onto Koro. Now Kanga with 5 players alive here. Not much time left for Mindfreak. 30 seconds left, or just over. They're going to be grouping up to go out to B quickly. The lockdown now going to come out from Norson. So we're going to be seeing Molly coming through for Greg, and here comes the ult from Kanga's Koro. He's going to be able to try and find a bit of damage, but not going to go the way he anticipated. Instead, Pex going to be trying to hit one on the return, but not quite going to clear the corner as Greg going to shut it down. Lukey with a kill of his own as well. And Greg tries to clear the corner, runs out of bullets though. It's kills back and forth here, but Clutchy to finish it up in the end with that 1 onto Norson. As Kanga will be able to get round number 3.
Yeah, that went back and forward yet again for this round here, but Kanga held on strong for it. You know, the mid-take didn't quite work out. They were forced to go through the B main chokehold. But that interesting play from Ropes, they wall off to get that res. So, like, the Rolling Thunder pushed them back so they could get the res. So, I don't know how they managed to work it out in the long run. You still look at it on paper, 4v4, and they've got the health advantage. So, I don't know why they did that, but Eventually it did, and honestly, it managed to bait out the remainder of their ult going through here. As you can see, this cheeky replay, trying to lock it down as best they could, but, you know, Kanga were way too strong on this push here. So Mindfreak, you know, they had to use that lockdown towards B main to try and take the side through the chokehold. And of course, the double showstoppers either side just didn't quite work out the way they wanted them to. So 3-3 now. Very close game indeed at the quarter margin, going on to round 7. And looks to be Pex yet again going for that A play as they can keep it stomping through, stuck on the floor spike.
Yeah, he's just trying to run up as quick as he can, try and catch someone off guard, but not going to be spotting anything so far. Clutchy just watching the ropes push on the other side. Lakers going to be just raising that wall up over from the defender spawn. Just trying to block off any kind of push, but Spike's still not going down just yet, not quite able to get themselves onto the site itself. They've got that heaven control, but they haven't got themselves all the way out. Clutchy going to be able to make it through the defense at least. Try and find one, but Lakers going to be the one finding a kill instead. Greg trying to swing out from screens, but Sicko and Koro going to be able to just find all these frags to shut the push down now. 2 versus 2 though, as Squall finds that one. The ult gonna go out, lowering down Watt, but he's still on 30 HP and he's still alive with the dream, but not gonna be able to find his second frag to make it work.
Oh man, look at that. Down to one person alive for Kanga to get the advantage point yet again in this series. And man, that was just so chaotic across the board earlier there. The Astra ult to, you know, cut off the entire other side. Actually, I think missed the lineup. I don't know if it wanted to get ropes rotate, because that's not exactly ideal for them, because the Sage dipped through there and almost got a quick pick off of it towards A ramp from that wall, because it was, you know, cutting off the ropes as opposed to allowing it to fight for what control they had. But hey, eventually worked out in the long run for Kanga, so they're going to be very happy about that one. And now, of course, Mindfreak's stuck on an eco, trying to get a quick plant here to build up some money for later. But, you know, not much to be had from it, and again, they could definitely have a big luck factor in this round. Finding those close angles, you know, where they can keep on charging along. Ropes, Mail, pincering towards mid and just bursting out last second to see if they can't try and get some guns and some picks to sway the momentum here. And it looks to be they're going to digress up towards
right there.
B. So,
yeah, just they've got all this mid aggression here. They've got complete map control. We might be seeing a swing here. Greg actually going to catch Squall off guard. Going to go for a second as well. That's absolutely huge for Kanga. Luki as well, following up with a frag of his own. 4 versus 2, and they know where these last 2 are. Sicko finds one, but leaves Watt by himself as he does trade it back. 1 versus 3 now. But his position is pretty well known. He doesn't have the spike on hand, although he is about to retrieve it. 30 seconds left for him to try and make a play. Can he do it? Well, that's the question so
he's
far, but
stalling as best as he can, trying to creep on through for B Heaven. Actually dipped under the crosshair of Koro. I don't think he saw that one. He's going to go for the close angle to cut them off there. Had caught with util in hand, but Watt still finds the shot. And it's down to the 1v2. He's going to bait out the first plant. Sirius trying to peek into his crosshair. Misses the swing onto Luki. And Kanga will get yet another round on the board. 2 rounds ahead. 5-3.
Yeah, and that swing there could have been pretty big if he managed to land that spray down, if he had a little bit more time to play with, but not quite being able to hit it as we're seeing in the Logitech G replay.
Yeah, it's in order to make that one work, you would have had to have hit the headshot because you're running on such little time. 6 seconds left on the clock. You only have roughly 4, technically 3.5 seconds to plant, so you know, you're cutting that really close there trying to play that one. Probably would have been better off trying to go for the stick and see what happened. But hey, quick A play every single day here coming out. And now they're just trying to get that early control. But Pex getting caught out early on there. Sicko, the trade from him after he gets the entry. Down to the 4v4 as Lakers finds yet another one. And the res, going to make it a 5v3. But is, of course, baiting that res. And manages to stay alive. Missed shots from Koro. He will be very, very angry about that one.
Yeah, but Molly going to go out over towards Lakers to force him off position or not. He's just going to die in it. Greg going to be able to secure the kill with that one. Spike down now for Mindfreak because they're just trying to go for this retake. Koro looking to try to swing out, but doesn't land anything. Finds himself spotted out just a bit, but stays alive. Lukey getting ready to slowly regress as his teammates do the same in screens. Know that there's a player down here. They're going to find that one onto Watt, but Peg's coming up from behind is applying a bit more pressure. Lukey going to be applying a bit of pressure of his own, but Scroll and Pex, they try and make it work. That spike ticking away, though. There's just not enough time to get that retake down.
4-5 now. Mindfreak take another round back. Only one round behind now overall. Look at these KDs, of course, eventually stacking up there. Lukey 15-4, Sicko 10-7, Watt 11-7, and otherwise very even for the remainder of the players there. Cheeky little tactical pause coming out here for Kanga's side here. Talking through some strats. Obviously, given situation, they definitely will be doing this one as of now. This is the, 5-4 margin. So there's only 3 more rounds left of this first half. Round 10, 11, and 12. And they want to make sure they get as many rounds as possible. Usually on split, you want to get those extra defense rounds. You know, that 7-5 sort of scoreline. That's a little bit easier going. Because I believe both teams are only playing the long game, but they're very even picks across the board. So they're just trying to see what the best outcome is overall for this one to make sure they can get those buys. Because if they go all in for this round, then they lose it, then they're going to be stuffed without any money left over, and they're going to have to risk the 6-all as opposed to trying to get the 7-5 that they really want. So they're going to go for the half buy overall, trying to talk about tactical. And otherwise than that, just trying to lock down the sites where they are struggling a bit. Because Mindfreak, A site is pretty easy to be taking going through for offense side or on split. It's quite open, and a lot of it just comes down to those pre-fire angles. B site is very condensed, so it's really hard to try and take that one early on, especially with the Sage slows and the mollies and the smokes. It's almost chaotic to make the one happen without some amount of ult or util to try and bring it back. So looks to be going through here, trying to save up for the long haul and seeing what they can do from it.
Yeah, back into the game now, we're going to see a little bit of mid-aggression coming out from the defense side as they're just pushing all the way up, really trying to get behind, but what they don't realize is that they're all over towards A. Bar one, anyway, Norson going to go down to Clutchy, as that's the information that will signal this push out onto A. Be able to get that spike down completely uncontested as the defenders are all on the other side of the map, pretty much. Still, 5 versus 4, at least the man advantage is lying the way of Kanga.
Yeah, they've taken everything from it. They had one going over there from either sort, and they're just trying to gamble stack towards a B site. There must have been some kind of fake come out there, but now they're ready to retake. Lukey with the first onto Pex, and can use that neural theft as well, get himself a Phantom in hand. They're going to go for the early swing, but Clutchy catches out Watt. One more from Lukey, and the pressure's on for Scroll on site. Finds the first onto Koro. Can't find the second. Lukey with a 3k to make this retake work. Kanga's tactical definitely paid off in this round. And they go 6-4 now. Oh no, they went off the half early on. Oh, that is cutting it very close there. Probably should have stuck it with a Cypher. 5 seconds on the clock, I suppose, is okay. But that looked almost scary for them. But 6-4 is the score. Kanga 2 rounds ahead.
Yeah, getting a little bit closer there than they would have liked. But hey, they still defused it. That nice retake coming in there, just pretty much just running in, just finding all the frags, shutting it down. And now we're seeing Kanga jump into form just a little bit more, I think, here. We saw them struggle a little bit on the defense. I mean, they did take their tack pause as well, which makes complete sense where we see where Mindfreak was just able to just go out running. But now they're starting to get things into gear. Starting to feel themselves. They're starting to be all warmed up. They're starting to feel their form.
Yeah, this is such a close series, gone back and forth for this one. Currently, of course, Kanga with the advantage in this next set. They really want to get that 7-5, and it looks like it might be that. They do it the 4-buys this one. Mindfreak stuck on their eco. Unless they use all their ults for this one just to try and win the round, I'm not seeing it as viable. So they might just try and go for the quick plant here and a bit of the luck factor. But Koro's
actually going to spot one here. Yeah, Peck's going to spot it out and tag down very low.
He's tucked away in that corner. They're definitely not going to clear him as well.
Yeah.
Oh!
Okay. Peg's going to find that one. Greg going to trade 2 back, though. 3 versus 3. It's now Kanga looking to try and retake this site. Once again, Spike will make its way over. Not going to be spotted out. Scroll is going to be able to plant that one.
Look at this.
3
Sicko
versus
locked
3.
and loaded for this one. The Rolling Thunder trying to make that one work. The Quick Tremor actually to go out for this one. He's thinking about either or. I'm making sure this ready can definitely work. And the Rolling Thunder, the ult's either or to try and lock down this side. It is chaos across the board. Clutchy gonna get the quick pick onto what is down to a 2v4. Make it a 1v4. Pex with 1, but Clutchy will hold on strong for his team, aka Kanga. They go 7-4 now as we go into the last round before the switch.
Yeah, very nice retake coming out again from Kanga. They're getting good at this. They're certainly having the practice. But Mind Freak, again, just trying to bait them out, just getting that plan, just isolating them off the site, you know, taking it very methodically, but just speeding up a little bit.
Yeah, I was surprised early on there because Koro didn't move an inch and Pex just shot the showstopper somewhere in that corner and it hit him. So that was huge to make that one happen. I don't know what happened across the board for there to have that mindset, but hey, it worked out for him. And now 7-4, this is what Kanga wanted. We're trying to play for. If they get this 8, then things are looking quite grim for Mind Freak here. But otherwise, and look at that, more salt into the wound. Koro, the B swing pick, cleans up on the Pex, and they're going to lock it down as well. They're just trying to storm from B. They're going to have to condense towards this A side here from Mind Freak. They don't have any intel either or, but they do know there's at least 2 towards B, and trying to fight that game without a pick is not going to be favoring them at all. But of course, Killjoy's crept up towards Ram's side, and if they keep going along, might actually catch off the timing. And oh no, Sicko spots it out.
Yeah, Norson going to spot that one as well, just trying to do a bit of damage back and forth here. Not quite going to be able to find anything fatal just yet. But Kanga, they've rotated some players over towards B by the looks of things. They've got an idea that this could be where the push is coming through. And now with the util usage coming out, Lakers going to be able to find that one, but Koro does trade it quickly. Koro pulls out the showstopper as well, but no targets to hit with it, as we're going to be seeing the retreat come out, if only for a second at least, from Mind Freak.
30 seconds left.
To make some footsteps running back, but they're going to walk it forwards once again to the B site. Clearing out a bit of util. Flash now out on the way, and Koro just going to go for that swing, but get deleted by Norson. What from the back lines of Heaven as well. Going to be able to come in and find that one. And now 3 versus 2. Not much time left for the plant, but it's going to be enough.
It is
Kanga.
indeed. They're definitely stalling for this one here, trying to make this one hold on, and they really need this round for Mind Freak. But if they accidentally peek a little too wide or give them any amount of wiggle room, they will definitely use it here from, of course, Kanga side. Trying to line up for either or, trying to catch him out, but Scrawl gonna put it in its place. Catching out Lukey. Sicko with the first, but Norson gonna swing from cover. It's 5-7. Mind Freak are 2 rounds behind as we swap over into the second.
Back again into the Logitech G replay. We're seeing just Sicko just trying to line up the angle there. It's a smart way to try and do it, but doesn't quite work out. Does get the first as well when he swings, but just not able to transfer it. There's just too many players all at once knowing where he is, you know. That's quite the difficult retake to make happen. But 7-5 half, definitely
So that tactical paid off for Kanga. That's kind of what they wanted overall. And that's a best case of scenario from that one there, or possibly an 8-4. But hey, you take what you can. Currently, Lukey on top, 18-6. Followed by Sicko, 11-8. Watt, Scrawl, and Lakers trying to sweat it up there for the Mind Freak side. So very close game. Not exactly much difference from the KD you expect. But Pex having a bit of a rough showing, 6-10. Could be stepping up a tiny bit more with that duelist lineup. But 7-5, we swap over. Kanga on the offense now. Mind Freak on that defense. And we're going to see if Mind Freak can bring it back. Of course, trying to do the holds that Kanga were doing. And if Kanga can bring the momentum, then of course Mind Freak were showing for this one here. Looks to be another mid-control take, but overall going to be trying to wrap on towards A. But they're cut off in the middle. Perfect timing coming out here for Mind Freak to spot all the intel. Now they know they're towards B, but of course, what is their play back from Kanga? And looks like they're going to go through sewer without making a sound.
Yeah, just slowly retreating back here. I mean, they've kind of just left a lot of util over on the A site, but no real players as they're all grouped up towards B for Mind Freak. And this could be quite the opportunity for Kanga should they seize it. And they're certainly looking to try to... They're gearing up for this execute, just waiting. 37 seconds left for them to push out with. Going to be seeing the flash line up. Now here it comes here. Util going all the way out. Norson tempted to swing it, but doesn't go through the smoke. Instead, just going to hold off and wait for the team to rotate in, because Watt is right behind, and this actually might not get checked here. Watt going to spot one out, going to spot two out, but does get traded by the second. Norson going to be able to hit 2 shots there, bring it into the 2-on-2, and now this retake is coming in fast here. Scroll going to hit the first there, and Norson finding the 3K to clean it up as they go in straight away as that spike goes down. No time to delay.
That is 6-7 now for Mind Freak. It was Trade City across the board, but the last 2 kills in that 2v2 did favor them at the end to win out that pistol. It's a great hold, and of course that flank coming around there from Watt to clutch it up as well. But Norson with the 3K definitely make this one work. And look at that, Scroll the first, Norson with the follow-up, and it was done just like that. So they win that pistol, they get that extra money in the bag, and of course the full save for Kanga, just trying to bank up some economy later on. And looks like they're not really favoring that A side anymore. That looked a little bit chaotic for them, so they're going to try for B. See if they can't predict a few swings here. A few little early picks to try and get some money and some guns into this round.
Peck's going to go with the early Boombot out. He's going to be able to grab the ult point as well. It's just momentarily going to spot Koro, but backs off. We'll shoot it down. Minute 24 left, and Kanga just holding back towards B, just hoping for some over-aggression. Lakers going to be spotted out by Secure jump peeking across, but not going to be able to hit the shot with the Judge. Not even going to fire at all, actually. Just gearing up for this info as now the push is going to come out. Koro caught out swinging by himself, actually, not supported by his team at all, and just gives up his life there. But here comes the push now, knocked so 1 by 1. Peck's going to find a second as the nades go forward. Scroll and Lakers as well in the site to clean things up, and Pex with the 3K as those nades finally land.
Yeah, the bit of the martyrdom from Pex towards the end there. Definitely held on strong for that B site, and now is definitely stepping up on that kill margin. 7-all tied up, and man, Kanga gonna be a little bit concerned with that. They fought so hard with that tactical to try and get those extra advantages, and they couldn't make it off, but obviously winning that pistol came very close down to it, so now, they're going to be happy about this round. They got themselves full buys. They know that Mind Freak are going to be stuck trying to save their money from round prior. But of course, going to have this one working up for later. Mind Freak going to be calling for the tactical now for this time around. So, curious to see what their senses are for it. But it looks like they're just trying to play on the economy game. They obviously know they can't expect to win this round with, you know, a Ghost, Spectres, and a Phantom in hand. They might be questioning if they need to get for the op in the round after. So they're just trying to see if they have enough money for the round after, get the momentum going to go all in for it. And I think other big calculations would be like, you know, whether or not they can do 3 buys, because that's the margin, because you get 3 people saving their guns at the end of the round means that they can do another buy the round afterwards. So that's just sort of big saving. That's why Pex has the Ghost in hand, so we can help the team out from later. And of course, the showstopper would definitely be Brutal. As soon as he spots a Slither, he'll probably bring that one out and shut them down with a 2K. But look at this flank from Sage. He just has to stall for them to make sure that he can make the showstopper worthwhile and catch them off guard. But Pex getting caught out from the Heaven Swing from Koro. And now the pressure's on for Sage. It finds a first from Lakers, but Lukey with the trade. They know they're being pincered in here, but what is their play? They're going to go straight for A, get it up towards the Heaven line. Koro with another one, but Scroll with a trade yet again. They're still looking down this ramp side. They're not going to let them have Heaven. They can have the site, of course, but they're still going to be fighting on for this opening take here in that doorway.
Yeah, Koro watching the swing here. Scroll very low, but not going to be quite peeking out on that angle instead. Spike now going to go down at the hands of Clutchy. Is Kanga just going to be holding back on the site? They've got themselves these guns, and they've got man advantage. They want to make sure they can just hold that at the very least. Scroll wrapping around towards screens, but the satchel going to go out in front of it. Scroll going to be kind of difficult to peek out, especially with his health. Just waiting for an opportunity, waiting for something to happen, but Want on the other side, just having a look, but it does look like they're going to be backing off this one.
Yeah,
What? Going to be peeking out finally to find that, almost find that one, but doesn't quite land the spray. And Koro going to be able to find himself the 3K. It's Kanga take number 8.
Kanga advantage point yet again. So they're still holding to that overall momentum across the series. Surprised what went for that, but I believe Scrawl was saving the Phantom, so he was just making sure that they weren't going to headhunt him. That's why he was at the Heaven take to hear the CT rotate, because he was hiding towards a B site, and that's the quickest line there. So, you know, still holding on for it. Scrawl combined to the next round afterwards, or drop a whole army of Sheriffs if it comes down to it. But by the looks of it, Kanga are okay. They planned for that one there. They got themselves 3 buys into the next round afterwards. And Peck's probably going to be trying to utilize that showstopper here, but of course, this B-main push could be his undoing. And yeah, they realize that utility to the side, they're both going to back off the angle and then retake it bit by bit. So, looks to be another B push here. They just need to get that spike in hand and wait for the rotate on Cypher so they can execute it.
Bit of spray going forth. The nade's going to land straight on the ult point and do a little bit of damage there, but he's going to get healed up. As now these players looking to try to go back towards mid, maybe get some control, maybe go down sewers. Their options are quite open here.
That nade scared them. It was, you know, they were sort of locked in for B, ready to go for it, but grabbing the orb was probably enough bait for that to happen. So, looks to be like they're just going to try out this mid take, and they're going to go back towards A, ring around the rosy here, but, you know, minute 55 on the clock. When you're playing like this, it is definitely okay to be had. So they just need to make sure they can gun it here. They don't have a whole lot of intel on A. Cypher didn't swing all the way up towards Heaven line. So it's going to be quite problematic if they don't find this early pick here. And of course, Norson and Watt ready to lock it down, waiting for those swings as they keep them going along. They hear those takes and the pressure's on to hold it.
30 seconds left.
Yeah, here comes now the push. Gonna come out. Watt goes for the swing. Doesn't land the shot, but Norson is gonna land one back. The showstopper now coming out for Koro to try to take out this retake. Is gonna do a bit of damage on Norson, but no frags to be found. 4 versus 4. Mind Freak looking to try and get back out. The camera gonna spot a bit of information as Greg gonna spot out Pex, but Lakers will go and trade it. Trade's going back and forth now, and now all of a sudden, Norson left alive in the 1 versus 2. What's he going to do? Well, he's going to try to swing it back towards the site, just clearing out these angles one by one. Lukey playing behind the sign there. Going to be able to try and find something. No, he's not. Norson going down to the hands of Sicko. Just holding on the angle and just waiting for the push to come in.
9-7 now. I don't know what you can do in that 1v2 there for Norson's side. Like, crossfire angle, like elbow, back side, there's just no angle you can peek where it's just safety there. And that's a really good setup there. The fact Sicko hit the shot and Lukey was pretty much ready to swing from cover, it would have had to be a hell of a transfer to make that one happen. But, you know,
yeah, they just had the perfect lineup there. I mean, what can you do there? As soon as the swing comes out, it's just too difficult. They just played that perfectly with each other.
So 9-7, not too shabby from those ones there. Just a reminder, folks, this is Mind Freak's map pick here on Split, and the Kanga's next pick is Haven. So if they don't try and win out this one, or at least have a good showing for Mind Freak, then they're going to be problematic or in trouble for the next map here. Look at this. Clutchy with the first quick entry. They're trying to mosey on through for Kanga. They know they're out on Eco. Koro's spotting out that early take there as well, and the jump down from Sicko.
Oh, that's
eventually
a lineup.
One more from Greg, and they are just mopping up these Eco frags here. Scroll left at CT, and I think they know it as well. The bomb is going to catch him out. Not quite. This is the lineup. Scroll will find the first on the Clutchy, and down to a 1v4. See what he can do with this one. See if he can take some guns away, but he's being locked in here completely, and he just has to stall. Bakoro sharp as ever. 10-7 out for Kanga. They go double digits.
Yeah, I'm back on the Logitech G replay. Just gonna be seeing as this push just came through. I mean, this spray down from Sicko just absolutely shutting down the defense, and that kill from Greg just leaving Scroll all by his lonesome. I like how he tried to go for this peek here. If that had hit, if that tremor had hit, that certainly would have been a bit of extra damage done, which is always a good thing, but unfortunately for him, he just got straight out of the way and wasn't able to land the first shot as he swung.
Yeah, just sort of comes down to that early transfers and swing. He's holding down the lockdown there, but oh my, a quick take onto A here as they keep this one bursting along. But look at that, the Rolling Thunders either side, they answer straight back. Makoro with the first, Pex will trade. Down to the 4v4, they're still stalling back of A, but it looks like both teams locking in the pure util, aka that ult game. Sicko now stuck back A, trying to sell the fake for the team, and really can't be peeking because I think that wall sees his toes. But what? Look at this, his perfect positioning. Here's this rotate through sewer, catches out. No, he doesn't. Lukey shots it down. That neural theft gonna spot all the intel, and now they know that they can try and single out these shots. They're locked all the way towards the site. and they just had to find these picks. But looks like they're going back towards A. It's ring around the rosy here as Lukey's going to find the pick onto Pex. One more from Sicko, and there's one more Soul Defender to catch out. They know that Lakers is probably in that corner, and they have spotted him out. Norson stuck back over towards the B side left, unsure what his team just did to make that happen, but it's 10-7 now. That spike is ticking down, and by the looks of it, he's nowhere near to make this one happen. He might just have to go for the save.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, we're now at the point where it's definitely looking very scary for Mindfreak on this map. I mean, Kanga have just been able to just roll in, just find these frags, just keep pushing out, and this defense just isn't working for them, really. They've been able to find a couple of, like, attempts at retakes, but it just keeps getting shut down. They keep playing the executes properly, they keep getting out on these sites, they keep playing the perfect post plant. I mean, Kanga at the moment are looking unstoppable against the team that was completely unstoppable in the groups. Mindfreak, this is definitely getting worrying as Kanga looking poised to take number 11 as soon as that spike detonates. Norson might be able to catch one off at least, though. Bit of damage on the Lukey, but nothing too game-changing as they've got plenty of bank to buy that one back up. But yeah, absolutely huge takes coming out from Kanga. Really quite impressive what they're putting up in Mindfreak. They need to change something up really fast if they're going to be able to hold them off, really.
Yeah, it's really sweet for that one. They definitely came to the Norson holding onto his gun more so because Kanga's got so much momentum. 4 rounds in a row, and it's a tipping point now, 11-7. If they let one round slip, it's map point, and they could probably kiss this map goodbye because 5 rounds in a row seems almost impossible to be had from that. But, you know, nothing is ever really impossible here. This could be Mindfreak's chance to try and lock it down. If they catch out that pick, oh my, Korra gets one, but Norson, luckily with that trade, down to a 4v4. They're still going to go for the B take here on Kanga, and if not, they can definitely get that res and back it off in the nick of time. And look at that, he goes out 60 HP, but the healing is there, and they can easily rotate now. But they have to find these close-up angles here. They should have realized there was at least 3 B, so Sage can try and re-aggress and get a little off angle towards a Heaven lineup here. But by looks of it, they're not even going to be worried about it. They're just going to retake the A game, and then see where they go. That lockdown, they're really putting a lot of pressure on to make it work.
Now the push starting to group up over towards A. All these 4 players just getting ready to knock down the wall, but Lakers has got this information that the rotate will be called very quickly. What they don't know is there's still a player lurking up in mid trying to catch someone off. What? Going to be able to just find someone there, but not going to be able to transfer it into a frag. 30 seconds left, and Kanga trying to get out onto a site. But with that pick from Greg, that spike is going to go for a fast as hell rotate. Lockdown now going to come out from Norson, though. That is huge. That is absolutely huge. It does get destroyed by the counter roll, though. But Norson going to find 4 there, just holding on.
10 seconds left.
Absolutely massive, but not quite round winning yet. 1 versus 1 now. Lakers, he has to try and clutch this one to keep Mindfreak in it, but Clutchy, watching the right place at the right time, is going to be able to find that one to put Kanga on that point.
Oh my word, Norson with the 4K. He is doing so much for his team. That lockdown, that would have definitely worked out hadn't it been for that Brim ult, but he still held on strong. He knew he had to hold on for his team. Gets a 4K, and that's down to the 1v1. And it was so unfortunate here for Lakers. I don't know if going down that rope was the play. I think holding Heaven, waiting for the swing, definitely was the go there, because you can't go for the cheeky peek just to try and get the repositioning, but otherwise you're just trying to see if you wait for the swing. And most of the time, playing in the 1v1, holding that close pillar angle, they have to get to the play.
Oh, Lakers goes for the quick pick there, but not quite going to be able to go for it. Koro with the showstopper gets shut down by Pex up on Heaven. Going to be dropping back down. Bombardie out again. Just trying to delay this as the team starts to just rotate in and just try to catch them off however they can, but it's not looking too great at the moment. Scrawl sees one cross, but not able to find anything. At least he's still alive, but the flash looking to come forward soon as now Clutchy going to be able to find that one. Heals himself back up alongside it and goes back up the ropes over towards mid. So this spike starts to shy away from the A site instead.
They lost those early picks for it, and the ult from Astra's wall is definitely going to be putting them a little bit on their toes. They've definitely still won the duels early on, but the 3v4 is a little bit scary. They don't really know where the last defender is on site. They could probably guess it's either screens or elbow,
30
but
seconds left.
you know, you can't really risk these ones here. But by the looks of it, they're all towards A. They're just going to go on for the info regardless. But look at that. They're spotting out the Astra pools perfectly here because there's always someone on site. Tex has to try and transfer, but peeks too wide as Lukey's going to lead him down to the 2v4. Now that plant's still going to go down, and they have got the complete entirety of the site. What going to help them out a tiny bit more? Gets the quick pick onto Sicko down to the 2v3. But of course, the alarm bot early screens is just trying to catch him out for the swing. What trying to transfer, but the wall blocking him. And Clutchy will swing from cover, cleaning up onto Norson. Kanga win map 1, 13-7.
Absolutely massive showing coming out here from Kanga. They were just able to completely shut down the defense of Mind Freak in that second half and just keep the momentum going and rolling all the way to the very end. But we are going to be having a second map coming up here soon. That was Mind Freak's pick, though, on Split, which is a little bit worrying, but Kanga, they're going to be gearing up to take this momentum and go into Haven very soon. But while we're still looking at this first map, let's have a look at this scoreboard here. Lukey up on 27. I mean, we certainly spotted the impact that Lukey was having throughout that game. So many impact frags, so many plays that were led just by what he was able to go and accomplish, both on the defense and the offense side. It's really huge there.
Yeah, it's really a close distribution. The only one who is a little bit upseen was Pex's 11 and 18. It's still a very good showing, but he missed a lot of showstoppers that could have had good impact from those rounds there. They had such good momentum, 7-all, but of course Kanga had that extra sway early on there for a tiny bit more, closing out 13-7. And now, as you said from prior, that was of course Mindfreak's pick on Split. We're gonna be going map 2, which will be none other than Haven, which is Kanga's pick. And Mindfreak on the defense, so they do have a bit of chance to bring it back in that second half. But, you know, it is going to be really hard to topple on this one here. Obviously, though, standings-wise, on paper, Mindfreak as a whole, generally the Oceania scene, seems to be favoring that. But, of course, it's just going to be coming down to that one a little bit longer. So,
yep. It's been absolutely insane because, especially with that, the notable thing as well is that Mind Freak in this event haven't dropped a single map till now. They were the only team who got through groups. They went 3-0. Quick recap for how they got to here. They started out their groups with a 13-7 win against Straight Out of the Zoo. They brought a 14-12 overtime win against Bliss on Bind and a 13-6 win against Direwolves yesterday. So those are the 3 games they played up till now in the event. But now they're out up on the playoffs and just, yeah, absolutely insane. But we're going to take a quick break for you before we get ready into map number 2. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back after this. Hello, and welcome back once again to the Order Nova Valorant Invitational. My name is Tuesbees, and on my left here is Pierce Potato Fries Evans. And we just witnessed an absolute banger of a match. Our first map in this best of three against with Kanga against Mindfreak. And Kanga, we saw that take that one out. It's been an absolute banger of a week. We've seen so many amazing games come forward, and that tradition has absolutely continued right into now. What do you think, Piers?
Yeah, it has been definitely crazy games, ever since the open quals early on for this week on the Monday, Tuesdays, battling out to get those top two teams, then fighting out against the 6 invited already there. And now we're down to our top 4, of course, Order, Bliss, Kanga, and Mindfreak, trying to battle it out for a piece of that 12k prize pool overall. So Kanga winning map number 1 up against Mindfreak. Their pick on split 13-7, and now Kanga's map pick on Haven. Mindfreak really going to have to step up a whole lot to be trying to bring this one back from there, because they do have that defense half, so they have a good chance in the second half to try and bring back extra rounds for that bit of leeway. But it's going to have to come down to a whole lot of sweat. Norson really keeping on par with that one. So I'm curious to see what these vetoes are going to be looking like here. Lakers, of course, already locked in. This time he's going to try and step up with the Jet. What with the Omen? Scroll with the Sova. And look at that. Kanga already locked and loaded. Sicko with the Sova. Clutchy with the Sage. Kara with the Phoenix. Greg with the Omen. And Lukey with the Cypher. So looks to be the Sage versus the... Oh, I'm just trying to pick that one there. Probably the Sage versus the Jet, and of course the Breach versus the Phoenix there. So both strong in their own accord. I think Norse will probably lock in the Cypher here as well. Might change to the Killjoy depending on preference, but generally Cypher's still good for this one. So, the heals from Sage, those walls from the Sage, and the reses as well can be proven very useful, but that's more in the second half. Offense here, they are a little bit weaker showing, so they're going to try and bait out some util for Kanga before they take on those sites. Over towards Mindfreak's side here, the pressure's on for Lakers. He has had some phenomenal plays and needs to keep the momentum going for him, especially with that Jet duelist. He had an okay showing on the last map, I should state. But, definitely a transfer for them there. And Norse lock in the Cypher as well for the finale on that team roster. As we know here, Haven, it's a beautiful map. 3 bomb sites this time around. That little switch up, A, B, and C. Of course, you have the Cyphers locking down one site. Usually you have your Sentinels, other Sentinel and or smokes towards the mid, and you just try and play the retake game. There isn't enough manpower or enough early rotates to try and hold on to a site. So you play the early retake and making sure you can hold on to that one there. Depending on the time of the retakes, definitely is a key factor. You can, have it for a little bit later, but generally, Kanga looking to be closing this series out here pretty early, unless Mindfreak can absolutely pop off here, because this is Kanga's map pick. They have plenty of strats in the bag, so Mindfreak are just going to have to try and show up for that one here. But by the looks of it, both teams playing for the second half, Breach ult's extremely strong on offense, and Sage extremely strong on that defense there. But of course, either team definitely very classic and methodical for those ones to be clicking here, and looks to be a battle out at C-Long early on here on this pistol. Let us know, folks, those predictions. Who you think's going to be winning this map number 2?
Yeah, for sure. A lot of stake here, especially for Mindfreak. One map down from being dropped down to the lower bracket, but what doesn't want that to happen, especially not starting off with this pistol round, going awry, finding a quick 2k over on C-Long. These 3 players for Kanga still just lurking around, now deciding to just run it back over towards the other side. Just clearing out mid here real quick. Clutchy. Just trying to see if he can spot anything out. Yeah. Already having lost these 2 players, trying to even out the man advantage as quickly as possible is exactly what they want here. To try and get themselves up onto a site and get themselves the round over on Kanga. But Mindfreak, they want to stop that from happening at all costs.
They aren't too fast. They're going to be holding on to Garage here, making sure they know exactly what's up. The Kanga trying to play it methodical. They know they tagged 1 player down, really low HP here. Mindfreak already calling the gambles, and look at this. What? Poised in position. He needs to find 1 kill here off the back of it. Does so onto Sicko. He's going to call for his teammate to rotate. What with a 4k? And now Clutchy alone in the 1v3. Going to gun it towards the A site just to get a plant for some money for later. Whether or not he wins it, it'll be another factor in itself.
Clutchy going to deny the ace, but hasn't denied Mindfreak the round just yet. Still 1 against 3. He's going to be able to try and get that spike down. Not actually going to stick it as Norson swings out and Clutchy's facing. But Clutchy isn't able to hit any more of those shots. He's just going to get shut straight down.
Chaotic towards a C long here. Like, you know, on Haven, who thinks to just be pushing C on the pistol? That's something else out of that. But, you know, it managed to pay off on Mindfreak's advantage. The 3-3 early on there didn't quite so, but early on they had the aim factor added up. And, of course, that beautiful 4K coming out there from Watt definitely paid a big impact for it. So, they're stuck on an eco for Kanga's side. They're going to have to just try and get a plant here. Awesome kills early on. And, of course, that Marshall locking down the C site. No worries there. And, spots the shoulder. That's the first one. Nice. Might be able to find the follow-up here. I don't think he spotted the Omen dipping through the smoke. And, of course, Sova is just being a nuisance for him. Catch him off guard. Oh, missed timing. As they're just trying to recover this one and see if they can't find the C picks. And get
Lakers trying to just go for whatever he can to just lessen this Kanga push. Gonna be able to find that one with his shotgun. Lukey lurking all the way behind is gonna swiftly end Watt with a nice shot to the head. But Lakers still up doing damage, at least for a little bit. Peck's coming around the corner to trade him out.
That's a pretty good best case scenario for Kanga. You know, you don't obviously win the round. Classics, no armor. What can you do? But 2 kills coming out there from Lukey on the flank around definitely pays a big impact in that economy. It's not quite enough to do the upset. Like the 3 margin is what you really want to try and upset the economy overall. Because if you consistently keep on taking out 3 players each round, eventually they're going to be stumped for buy after buy in the later comings. But, you know, definitely going to be helping them from that one there. Mindfreak now actually going for the anti-eco this time around. So that probably, those 2 kills definitely factored into it. And of course, the full buys on Kanga's side are going to try and run rampant on towards C again. That is very, very bold from them. They've been shut down twice. Maybe they have a different change of pace this time to make it work.
Watt trying to do a bit of damage through the smoke, but not quite going to be able to hit anything even as it clears. Instead, just backing off to just hold the site as a bit of a half rotate has been called through. Pex still just sitting in that back corner, waiting to throw a flashback out. But Kanga, they're not fully committed to this. Instead, they're just going to start walking back slowly but surely, bringing that spike all the way over towards the A side. 53 seconds left, and they've certainly got plenty of time to get themselves and execute onto site.
Cover going out.
Cover going to go out.
Rotate over towards A here. I don't know why they want to go for C at all. Like, they've lost 2 momentums for it, and they know that they keep stacking that site. They know Cypher's on there as well, so I don't know what their plan is across the board. But that speaking, they haven't actually realized Norson rotate this time around. They might be too high. They might be able to crouch under that, but we'll have to see. They shoot it anyways, and they're out on the A side.
Oh no, that's huge for Norson. If he was able to find the second, that would be absolutely massive. But Lakers is going to find it himself. Anyway, Sheriff in hand finds 2, actually. And that's going to just shut it down. 12 seconds left. Spike dropped. What can they do? Well, Lakers, he's going to find the 3rd. But time not on Lukey's side, as the flash is going to go out, and so will the peak from Scroll. And that's round number 3 for Mindfreak, who don't want to let this map go the way the last one did.
Definitely not there. Huge plays from Lakers, especially with that inner cowboy, aka the Sheriff in hand, and there's nothing that Lukey could have done at that point there. The 1v2 flashed, and then the breach stun as well to make sure he cannot get that plant under wrap. So 3-0 now for Mindfreak. The anti-eco paid off up against Kanga's full buy. I don't know how they managed to work out, but insanely sharp shots definitely paid a big impact for it. And now, of course, they are stuck alone yet again for this one. 3-0, stuck on the eco buy, and just gonna have to try and pick up the pieces from the round prior. Burstful rounds overall, folks, don't have big impact, but that frag definitely did onto Sicko's head, as now they're trying to see what they can do. Probably condensing over towards B. And Pex as well, they're deleting across the entirety of the map.
Yeah.
And they're reaggressing. Look at Jet pushing up towards A. They had just all over this one here. And now they're just going to have to be condensed towards B.
I mean, if that Jet keeps pushing, they'll pretty much be sandwiched in. Norson going to be able to stop the push onto the B side a little bit meanwhile. Not quite going to stop the spike from going across, but going to stop it from going down as Lakers in Scroll clean up 1 each as well to find themselves that team ace.
Oh, high fives all around. Team ace, of course, folks, is 1 kill for every player on the team. That is definitely a big big plays from that one there. But yeah, what can you do on Eco Pies? And of course, they get picked up on towards C, they get picked up on towards A, and they're stuck just condensing towards B, and that is just a worst case scenario for them in that round. But 4-0, overall big impact of the game. First 4 rounds don't really have much of a say in it. It just comes down to the early rounds and the early momentum. But 4-buys are a muck again for Kanga, and of course, they really have to try and read into Mindfreak's defaults to get some rounds together.
Early ult and push coming out from Lakers, not quite going to be able to land the shots though. Knives not going to fly in the precise direction they want, but Scroll just going to be holding onto the angle, trying to just delay this push from coming out. Drone goes forward as well to try and find some information. 3 players just holding on still over on this A site, as we're going to see a bit of a slow push coming out from C. Greg's on it, though, watching the angle. Going to hear a footstep as well from What? He's just playing around the corner, just waiting. And going to be able to find that one as What just peeks straight into his crosshair. Clutchy is going to cross and find his ult now, grabbing that point. And now the group is starting to come through as they look to burst out onto this side here. Bit of damage being done onto Norton, and that's the information. They know who's there. Now, here it comes. Karo going to be running through with his runner back. Going to be able to try and catch someone off guard before it expires, but not quite going to be able to. Does find a bit of information as to where these retakers are coming from at the very least, though. With those smokes out, Spike should be able to go down, although Lakers crossing over through Garage does delay it for just a second, and Peg's going to be able to find that one onto Sicko as well. Pex with a second too, as Lakers just runs and guns it with the judge. Now Koro holding on from C-Long, not going to be able to find the spray transfer, but Lukey, he just might. Finds one, he's still in the 1 versus 2, they know where he is. The bomb gets tapped, he's just trying to delay it as best as he can, but Mindfreak eventually going to be able to find that kill. And with plenty of time left, find that defuse as well.
5-0 now for Mindfreak. Absolutely stomping here on this map. Kanga, very scared at this point. You don't want to be losing too much momentum early on here, especially when, you know, Haven is offense-sided for it, having to split up those defense there. But of course, they're just not reading Mindfreak's defaults. They're currently locking down A. They went for the A play, got shut down from that one there, losing that swing because there was 2 players. So they tried to go for C. They did spot out the flank from Watt, pushing a little too wide onto that C-long take as Greg catches him out. But then, of course, they're just going to keep this one going along for it, trying to go for that C side again. But they keep falling back to the C default. It's just not working out for them. Maybe B should be a bit better of a play, and Koro gonna go and show for it. Just trying to run on towards this side here. The pressure's on for Pex to lock it down as they just keep going through towards the A.
Oh, that's nice.
He's gonna catch out, and of course, Koro with yet another one. They're shutting it down as he reads it for it. It's a 2v1, and looks like Lukey is on the menu tonight. Now it's down to Clutchy, and of course, Sova trying to clutch it up here. What locked and poised in his close angle. Finds one, finds 2. And that's 6-0, a flawless round for Mindfreak, holding on and mopping up those eco frags.
Lovely lineup in the end there as Mindfreak just clean it all up, as we're seeing on the Logitech G replay. I mean, just look at this positioning from Watt. They don't even clear the corner, but they have plenty of time to do it. And they just line up so perfectly. Just a couple of quick shots is all that has to be done. Mindfreak, now 6-0 up. They're looking to just completely dominate after that first map. They're tilted into this right now. They came back from that and they were like, nope, okay, let's not let that happen again.
Maybe it's
they
just
wanted to shut it down
sort of,
early.
Warm-up first sort of map from that one there. 6-0 now, and look, they're honestly swinging and holding most of these wide angles here, and they just have the confidence for it because they got 6 rounds advantage, so they can easily put the pressure on for Kanga to make some quick takes and quick plays and try and read into them, play their own rhythm for it. But looks like Kanga have sort of realized B side they can take pretty cleanly, but they need to try and lock it down for the post plant. Still a minute on this round. They have 3 ults ready in the bag, and that could definitely prove a big benefactor for it. Especially to get that Omen teleport towards back of A Heaven might help them out a whole lot more. And look at that, a miss smoke. Clutchy could punish it, but he's choosing not to. He's going to play it safe for Kanga. They're a little bit concerned that they're playing over-aggressive for Mindfreak. So they're just trying to make sure they get these picks, get these trades, and then they can burst out onto site.
Lakers just trying to watch the cross there, but the cage out. Gonna be able to block the sight line, so not quite finding too much damage as this push starts
30 seconds
group
left.
up. And they're going to start to burst out momentarily as well. Just under 30 seconds left as the blind going to come forward. Scroll with the shock dart out, trying to do as much damage as possible. Lakers going to be able to find that spray. Scroll as well, just holding on. Lakers dashing back to just avoid being shot down here. Staying up, just trying to stay useful. 10 seconds left. That spike being dropped down. All these players here. It's looking like it's going to be impossible for Kanga to come back here. But Greg going to try and make it happen regardless. It's just he can't find the third in time. And that is going to be number 7 for Mindfreak down to the wire.
Oh, man. 7-0 now. Kanga definitely concerned. Sicko still throwing some donuts. Not ideal in this scenario. But they're just getting stopped at every single angle for those plays. There's actually a really good play from that one. You know, bait out the util towards these early takes here. And then walk it through towards sewer. Manage to get that control. They called for the extra rotate. They were aware of that one. But the repositioning from Mindfreak was on point at that point, you know? The first pick coming out, they spot over default. Lakers swings and takes the angle. Then, of course, Dawson from the CT. Lakers even going for an aggressive play here and trying to get the man advantage. But, of course, the res from Clutchy. Scroll with that ult, trying to find the lineup, but can't quite make it happen. Oro spots the shoulder of Pex, but the smoke is a little too deep. But Greg still going to hold onto it. It's a 4v3. They're stuck back garage, and they're still trying to take the C side.
And now we're seeing something quite a bit more fast, something quite a bit more aggressive from Kanga, just being able to early find that man advantage. That first pick from Lakers would have been good if it wasn't nullified by that res. Clutchy going to be able to get rid of Norson as well. 2 versus 4, and this is going to be quite the difficult one. Clutchy as well, coming in clutch with that 3K. Scroll getting ready to try and turn the corner, but Greg is going to do it before him, finding that one and finding Kanga the first round. And what they're hoping is many more.
Oh man, Kanga finally on the board, 1-7. But that has been such a long showing. They really have to get lots of rounds together here. If they have any chance on the defense side, they're going to need at least 4 rounds in this first half. That means 3 more in a row just to build momentum. But on the plus side, the economy on Mindfreak isn't too great overall. Obviously, they have a fair bit, but from 7 rounds in a row, they're still rocking 3K, 2K on average. So that is not exactly ideal. And Lakers investing this op could be a huge benefactor for that one. But if he loses it, that is going to be very catastrophic for him. And looks to be another C take again.
Yeah, Watt can actually spot out some of these players pushing through the smoke. Does a bit of damage and gets damaged a bit himself as he falls back off onto the other side. Just decides to back off and play with his team for the retake. And now the flash going to come through. Norson going to be able to find that one, but Lukey to transfer and trade onto Pex. 4 versus 4, but Clutchy in quite a nice angle there, spotting off one in garage window. But the trades keep going back and forth. Now Lakers with the ult out to find one. Norson as well to find his third. And now Sicko left all by himself. He's going to get caught out as Norson finds his 4th.
A huge 4K from Norson, locking down the C site. Somehow, almost paid off for Kanga. They looked pretty close at that point, but of course the cavalry was already there. The retake will go to show for that one. And man, Lakers chipping up on top as well, just putting more salt into the wound. And at that point, if you can't find that first shot from Sicko, and he just barely missed that lineup, it just wasn't going his way. But, you know, 7-1, 8-1 actually, excuse me now. 7 rounds behind. Kanga really had to get these last 3 to have any chance in this one in the second half. And Mindfreak on par at the moment now. 12-6 for Lakers. Norson 10-4. They are absolutely stomping for them, and they are just reading them at every single turn here. And again, they're still going for the C-take Kanga. I don't know why.
Yeah, I mean, they're just really adamant on going for this, but it keeps getting shut down. I mean, maybe they have been able to find a couple plants there, but it's not looking consistent. But then again, I don't think Kanga right now getting anything consistent going. What is consistent is Mindfreak consistently finding these frags. Well, Lukey going to change that at least by finding 2 back. Lakers, though, he's just watching the corner of this box where he knows Lukey's sitting, but Sicko is going to be there to try and help out as well. Norson now finally going for this peek. Going to find that one under Sicko, and he knows about Lukey still on the box, just sandwiched in from both sides. And they're going to be going for this retake now with the man advantage. Clutchy just holding on to this tight angle here. Will catch Scroll as he peeks out onto the site. Lakers going to dash back with that operator, and Norson going to find one. Now it's all down to Greg left in this 1 versus 2. He's going to be able to find the one, but it doesn't transfer it across as Norson, once again, just coming up absolutely huge. And we'll be able to find that defuse with just a bit of time left.
9-2-1 now. Double 4Ks from Norson. 2 rounds in a row to lock down that BC site. We see this replay yet again here presented by Logitech G. Look at this one. He is just mopping the floor with this. Greg having to isolate 2 1v1s. And Norson just found the perfect time for it. Greg almost dipped away at the timing behind the box, but it's such an off headshot angle for them, and he has all the advantages for that one from Norson, who's now out on top, 14-3. Lakers and Norson and Watt even are just completely deleting them. Sicko and Koro especially being a duelist, 1-10 is not ideal for them. They really need to find some rounds here and quick, Kanga, because 10-2 is pretty much done and dusted for this map, and then we'd be going on to the finale, which would be none other than Bind.
Kara right now not getting the birthday present he wanted from Mind Freak, which right now is just them absolutely destroying, but his teammates are going to try and turn it around at least. Sicko being able to find that one. What? At least coming back with a frag over towards Garage, but Clutchy on the other side, just waiting for something to come in. Sicko. Oh, he's absolutely huge on this Sheriff, but he doesn't translate it into the 3K. The res comes up again from Clutchy as Watt comes in. He finds both of those, but still left in the 1-on-2. Watt, we've seen him do some tremendous things, but can he pull off this one? He's going to spot the shoulder of Lukey, but not for long enough to get a shot off. Just coming in as that time keeps ticking down. The spike, he's going to tap it. He's going to try and go for this half stick, but the double swing is going to come forward, and Lukey is going to be able to spray him down with the Spectre.
Oh man, huge plays coming out there. Kanga find a second, 2-9. Eventually came down to the 1v2. Very close margins for them, but still rounds on the board is all they are after at this point. And look at this. If they found a round earlier for that 3-8 margin, then you know, they would have probably reset Mind Freak onto this last round here at the 4th, but, you know, just couldn't quite make them work together, breaking those up as of there. But they eventually seem to have found their rhythm here for Kanga. Need to win this 3rd one here to have any of a chance in that 2nd, because 10-2 is pretty much done and dusted. 8 rounds in a row is near impossible, and they're just hoping that Prank and Kanga are hoping that they could just try and make this one work here. Another C take again. They seem to have found momentum on it, so the pressure's on for Watt. Stall, but gets caught out blind from Koro, and the BM as well. They keep spamming on through.
Yeah, that ult does do a bit of damage, but not quite going to be able to go all the way through. Plant going to come down once again from Lukey, but Scroll is going to be able... Actually, that plant does not go down. They find these frags. Greg going to be trying to transfer into 3, though, as he just peeks out over towards CT. But now it's Lakers in the 1 versus 3 to try to retake. He's got the Phantom in his hands. What can he do? He's found that one, but on the other side is Greg, and he's not looking for that one. What a tremendous half that has been there.
Huge
but
plays.
Yeah.
Kanga's 3rd will definitely help them out for that one there. But of course, this wouldn't be all possible when presented by none other than Logitech. And then new fancy, none other, fresh off the bat for those ones there is, of course, the Color Collection. It's a fresh new take on gaming gear. You can customize with swappable, reversible headband straps and super fun mic covers. Mix, match, and play your way. And of course, thanks to Logitech G for sponsoring the Order Nova Invitational. Because boy, oh boy, at the moment now, I am definitely headsets and those peripherals for this new session.
Oh, they look quite nice. And I mean, Logitech, there's some absolutely fantastic gear you can get from them. I've had my trusty G Pro wireless for quite some time and just love it, honestly. So now, 9 against 3 on Kanga's map pick, and this is not looking too good. This is the Mind Freak we've been used to seeing throughout this group stage now. Completely unleashed and just ready to just go in with no mercy. But Kanga now on this defense trying to just turn it around.
Yeah, so Kanga trying to take a page out of the Mind Freak book, looking down the C side here and pushing up. Clutchy has gone unnoticed in that opening from the bait. But of course, Mindfreak are taking one back, trying to take on Garage here. But oh, Scrawl spotting out Clutchy at the perfect timing there. That is going to be a devastating blow for Kanga, as they still have to try and read for this Garage take here. Very slow here, but they're just trying to play the slither of the angle. It looks like Mindfreak are ready to burst out, and pressure's on Picaro to lock down window. But Lakers, another fantastic shot.
Oh, Greg finds that one onto Watt, but Peck's gonna find one back onto Lukey, whiffing that spray. Greg finds a second shot, but that spike now goes down for Mindfreak. Norson, just more impact as per usual. Norson's just been cleaning up this series so far. Absolutely insane. Sicko at least finds one in the retake with the shock dart. And now these players are all backed off to C-Long, and this is where it's going to get a little bit more difficult. It's planted right for them. He's going to tap it, try and draw some attention out, but instead he's just going to draw out a dart. He's going to shoot it down, though, Sicko, but finding absolutely nothing. Now the double peek comes out, and he can't aim at 2 targets at once.
Out of charges.
You know, he cannot. I don't think anyone can make that one happen. 10-3 now, double digits for Mindfreak winning that pistol. And now they'll probably be stitching one back here as well. But fantastic plays across the board to make that one happen. Pushing through the Garage take, showing them how it is done. The Kanga side there. And 10-3, they are 7 rounds behind now for Kanga. They're going to go all in for this one. Going to go for the force buy. See if they can't reset them to stitch some rounds together. Because 11-3 saving for that one there. It is not ideal to say the least. But neither is being 7 rounds behind for it. They just need to get that aim banked up for it. And of course, try to play together with these teams. Because currently, they just be playing this solo here. Like, look at this Chorus solo Garage. One towards a C site. And they're just trying to go for the A play. Trying to read where they're swinging. And didn't quite pay off. So now they have to run all the way straight back towards C. Where the pressure's on for the sole defender at Garage, aka Koro, to lock it down.
Yeah, Koro, he's just going to have to try and do his absolute best here to try and delay this push or just give the info at least. He's going to come out and find that one, though. Pex does get damaged a little bit, but it's nothing fatal. That will be, though, from Greg, who finds 2. What, though? Transferring back. What a showing from him. Sicko with the Spectre going to be finding one out, but Norson has been the absolute clutch player so far, getting shut down as Kanga picks up round number 4 for them. Still quite the gap between the two, but they're looking to at least try and close it.
Look, the anti-eco definitely paid off from that. The force buy definitely paid off, and now they can try and bank up some economy, but they did lose a fair few guns in that one. They're trying to play the anti-eco, realizing Mindfreak, they're going to go for the full eco here. They can't risk throwing this game for like that one as something so marginal for it. So now, going to go for the full eco. The Sheriff's in hand, Lakers, Watt, and Scrawl just trying to delete where they can. And otherwise, and it looks like, no, they're going to go for the extra money from Kanga's side. 6 rounds behind, aka 6 in a row to tie it up. Okay, excuse me. For Kanga, it's definitely doable.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, now it's definitely a lot of pressure on Mindfreak. They've had this momentum, but now it's just slowing down just that teeny bit. They need to try and keep it up. They need to just try and translate that defense momentum into their offense. And they're going to go at it quickly onto this A site now, running out towards long. We're going to be seeing Watt as well, coming in from the other side onto short. One quick frag being found over towards Heaven, that being onto Sicko by Lakers' Sheriff. Now that spike will get planted. 5 versus 4. They're going to be holding in this post plant here, and they've got themselves a pretty good post plant set up. Not overly aggressive, just holding on, waiting for kills to come to them. One going to come out now, and Koro going to go for the swing too. Swings all out of the place. It's Kanga. They're going to just start finding these frags with the better guns. But Watt around the corner trying to hold on now. It's all down to Lakers. Going to be able to try and find that first, but not quite in position to stop the player defusing. Lukey is going to be able to just stick that. The dash comes forward, but it's going to get shut down by Clutchy playing above him.
5-10 now for Kanga, slowly closing that gap. Need to win 5 in a row to tie it up. That looked pretty close for Mindfreak's stance, but of course they only had Sheriffs in hand. The fact it got that close was definitely quite scary for Kanga's side. So, managed to take the side there, no worries, but obviously the manpower was definitely favoring Kanga in that retake. And of course, Koro managing to clutch it up there with, I believe, a 3k to make that one work. So, Now they got 3 ults in the bag, ready to shut down any early aggression, and then they'll help them get some more momentum in this round. And looks like Mindfreak gonna go for a bit more passive of a default, seeing who's playing where, trying to get the pick game under wraps so they can gamble which side they're stacking and then take it and see where they go for the post plant. It looks to be A is the play for this one as they creep along towards sewer.
Yeah, still just holding in this default, really, not being too overly aggressive on either side, really. I mean, just Kanga just holding back. Just using their util first and swinging in second really is the name of it. Not going out and giving their opponent anything really to play off, or that ult coming out to try to do something, but all it finds is info. Clutchy just holding on this angle, going to be able to find the first on the Pex, and that's a big pick, but not going to over-aggress, just pushing back onto the other side, but Lakers is going to be there to meet him. Doesn't matter, though, because Clutchy is going to win that one out as well, as he finds 2 in those one-on-one duels. 3 players left for Mindfreak to try and advance onto a side, and A side is where they're going to be going.
Indeed.
Smoke out in mid. They've still got 1 player there, Norson, trying to lurk around the corner. They find something, going to destroy the tripwire, but get shut down. But that might stop the rotate coming in just for a second.
Indeed, so they got that plant down. The retake's on. It's a 5v2. Scroll going to peek towards CT Link, catching out Greg, and now it's a 2v4. Clutchy ready to take one back. Sicko onto Scroll. Clutchy with a 4K onto Watt to clutch it up for Kanga. They go 6-10 now, 4 rounds behind, and Mindfreak are going to be a little bit concerned at this point.
Yeah, absolutely. Mindfreak now, that momentum has come to a crashing halt, really. They've been stuck on 10 for the last 3 rounds. I mean, they're certainly going to be continuing to try their best, but right now they don't have the money at the best, so they're just going to be going for this kind of half buy. So we're still seeing all these rifles up on Kanga as they're just holding on, just playing this defense methodically, not making any mistakes that can be capitalized off by Mindfreak. And that's really the key thing, is that they're not doing any stupid peaks. They're not doing anything that it's like, okay, one player can just push forward and now that's an avenue open. They're instead just holding on, playing together, communicating well, playing off each other. And that's the kind of Valorant we like to see here.
Yeah, definitely. They're making sure that they can, go invest in 1 round here. Of course, Mindfreak about to try and use some of those ults with this one here. Using that Sova ult, just trying to get the eco scan for it, and the knives out with Lakers as well. But they should have 3 ults for the next full buy, aka the round after this, to see what happens for it, to try and put more salt into their wound. But of course, Clutchy with the first onto Lakers, spots the B swing as Norson gets a trade. 1 more from Clutchy and Greg. It's a mop-up of these eco frags here for Kanga. And now it is down to Scrawl all alone, but Lukey finds him as well. 7-10 now for Kanga, slowly closing that gap.
I mean, look, if that first game was the whole story of Norson fragging in that first half as well, right now, it's all about Clutchy, right? Clutchy's just been absolutely pulling in this massive number of frags, just finding all this impact to shut these pushes down. Just been playing so well, 19-12, and it shows playing on the Sage with that Phantom in hand, never leaving. But meanwhile, on the other side, Lakers as well, coming to a little bit of a slow... we saw a lot of impact from Lakers on the first half, but now, not so much, really.
Yeah, I think he was sitting on 14 kills in the first, so 3 kills into this half. But again, top fragging for it. Definitely pulling some weight for that one there. And now look at this. They're about to run on towards the C side here. Koro with the first to shut it down. Gets another one onto Lakers before he gets caught out from Pex. He's up to Lukey to try and stall. Spots the trapwire with the blind shot from Pex. Clutchy's still not going to let him have the back of sight as he is stalling for his team here. The shock darts coming out, trying to stall the plant to make sure they bait it out, but they are baiting out those shock darts. As Clutchy still catches out Scroll and the spike in hand, reads the garage take. Norson spamming along, trying to catch him out, and does so with a headshot onto him. It's down to Norson up against 2 to win this round. He is alone back of garage, trying to get the neural theft, trying to get the intel, manages to spot them both on towards sight, and now it is playing his game for the cat and mouse. 40 seconds left on the clock. Who is going to be peeking first?
Norson is going to be just holding on here. Spot Sicker out. A lot of health being taken down. A bit on Greg as well. And now this is looking a bit more manageable, but he knows where they both are. He's going to try to go for that spray. The lineup almost comes, but he's not able to connect both of them as the trade comes out from Sicker. A nice try coming out from Norson. We've seen a lot of impact from him so far, and he certainly had a lot in that round too, but just not enough to tide Mindfreak over the line. Instead, the line is being crossed by Kanga, who's now trying to close that gap.
Look at this, 5 rounds in a row. They are 2 rounds behind now from closing that gap, and man, you'd be a little bit gutted if you were Norson there. You know you tag Sicko down from that wallbang, and the fact that they thought that the double swing was the best play and they swung the person with the most HP first, that is beyond me. That is like just asking to, you know, get one tapped and then transferred onto the follow-up there. You got to bait the person with the low HP first, so the person with the most HP can definitely clutch it up there. So that is very scary from them. And the fact that he even put the salt at the end there was definitely interesting. But, you know, 8 to 10, 2 rounds behind here still for Kanga. And looks like that they're locking down this B side here. Mindfreak just going to go for the eco on A. They can manage to take the site most of the time, but the post plant is where it will really come down to. So the pressure's on for them to try and win this round. But obviously on an eco, the inner with Cowboys in hand is going to be a major benefactor for this.
I mean, in a way, they're kind of very lucky in that he only managed to get that one when they swung like that. They basically gave him the lineup, but speaking of lineups now, Sicko going to be throwing that shock dart through, trying to find the second, and he does through the smoke as well. Sicko, absolutely huge, clutchy finding a frag as well. Sicko dropping down for the third, and the fourth for Sicko to shut down the push from Mindfreak and find round number 9 for Kanga.
Oh man, Sicko knows his lineups. He doesn't even need to see for those ones there. Blind through the smokes and what have you. Finds the shocked out wallbang onto the plant and the one under heaven as well, and just jumps down like a soaring eagle and finds 2 more. So 9 to 10 now. Mindfreak got themselves a full buy yet again, and 1 ult in their hand, aka what with that teleport. Probably at best, maybe can get back heaven, and or probably the best case scenario will be to find some intel for it. But hey, that margin is pretty much closed now. 1 round behind for Kanga, and Mindfreak are definitely shaking at this point. Looks like they're just going to try for the B take, get the site, and the post plant will be a whole lot of the big benefactor.
They have to try and do something to stop this Kanga momentum, and Pex is going to try and do just that with his opening frag, but they haven't been able to clear out this back site yet. Well, now they have Lakers with that shot onto Greg to just finally try and get this plant down, and now Mindfreak finally with a man advantage, but still haven't made it all the 9 yards yet. Kanga with 3 players left alive to try and do something with what? Going to be teleporting out behind here onto Clutchy. He's got that really nice angle now. Lake is going to go down though as Luki does regress. 2 versus 4 here. Kanga try to make this retake work, and they're trying at it piece by piece. Sicko finding another frag. He's going to find that wallbang as well. Luki, he's going to be finding that. The ult's going to go out. The neural theft. It's going to spot what, and they somehow make it work. Kanga now tying it up 10 against 10. The gap is closed, and now Kanga just a few rounds away from taking map number 2, and Mindfreak at the same score, but it's so neck and neck here, and the momentum lying with them so much.
My lord. What is that? 7 rounds in a row now to tie it up here. And look at 1, 2, 3. Yep, 7 rounds in a row. What was a 10-3 margin? And look, done and dusted. Kanga have now brought it back and even got themselves an op in hand. They got 3 ults ready, locked and loaded. Mindfreak are going to go in for this round. I don't know how they let that 4v2 slip from there. As soon as one person dies, the other swings from cover to get that trade. But it seems like they have such sharp shots. Clutchy, however, missing that op shot. Not going to be proving very beneficial to the team later on there, but still manages to keep alive for it. Now looks like Mindfreak are going to try for the B side again. They took it okay, and they managed to get on, but of course the post-plan game is where it seems to be coming down to here, because Mindfreak do not have that one under wrap as of yet.
Scroll just backing off slowly as Mindfreak. Slowing it down once again. Just over a minute left as they try to figure out what they want to do, try and find some gap in the defense of Kanga, which so far has been spotless. Instead, they decide B once again to be the most viable option. Norson leading the charge, even though it's only on 3 HP. Clutchy finally going to close that one out on C Long as Lakers tries to cross back over. But now here comes the exec onto B, where no one is going to be immediately on site to be able to stop this from going down, other than a Sova ult anyway, which does find one onto Watt, and now that's the spike drops. That's Koro swinging in. Mind Freak with only 2 players left alive, one of them on 3 HP. That 3 HP player manages to find at least one. Scrawl the backlines as well, trying to do what he can, but Lukey shuts him down. Now all onto Norson, but not for long, as Lukey is going to single-handedly take number 11, and finally the round advantage for Kanga.
Oh, and huge comebacks here from, of course, Kanga's side to make this one happen. And it is just, there's just no rhythm for Mind Freak at all in this one. They just lost everything they had from the early one there. You know, on the defense, they were swinging everything with confidence. And now they are just shaking, trying to hold onto those ones there. And rightfully so, Mind Freak are taking a tactical pause for this one here to discuss their best option. Because look at this. It'll be
about time.
If they lose this one 10-12, that is series point at that. They have 4 ults ready, locked and loaded. That is definitely a big advantage for them, which should be enough to take a site. But of course, the post plan is going to be very problematic for them because they got no money left in the bank to try and cash in for this one here to support those ults. So if they get that 10-12 and they go in with the ults for that one, then could work out. They'll be 11-12. But then what? If they don't save 3 people alive into that round, then it'll be chaotic for them. And by the looks of it, they are unsure if they do full buys or half. And looks like it's going to be the full buy coming out here for Mind Freak. So, so they're trying to make sure they win this round here. So, Bulldog, the knives in hand for Lakers.
I just can't believe what we're seeing here. I just can't believe that we were seeing a 10-3 scoreline, and now it's to this. I mean, it's unbelievable, Pierce.
It is indeed.
Kanga has just shown insane form right now, and Mind Freak is just crumbling. I mean, Koro must be having himself a very happy birthday for his team to hand him this one.
Scrawls found the C opening on the side where the spike is. They're calling out the teammates, hey, it's free. I'm not seeing anyone with that intel. So it is definitely been proven for that one, which means they can plan for the A take, and they have accordingly. But Koro, still sharp as ever, going to catch out Norson. They're going to have to pincer on towards C. They know it is free. They just have to make sure they can take the site and put the pressure on for the post plant.
And now that's just going to be a quick push up from Mind Freak over towards C Long here. Lakers still got his knives out. Seeker's got his drone out as well, with the dart going out to spot him out. And that ult is going to come forward to try and find a bit of damage, but not quite going to do too much. Instead, Koro's just going to be pushing up into the site. Does get caught off by Lakers, who is going to be able to grab himself a gun as well. Watt around the corner with that swing coming out from Seeker. Trades back and forth, and now the ult's coming out. Greg to find a shot, and Clutchy to clutch it out, as now Kanga take match point.
Oh man, 12-10, 2 rounds ahead here for Kanga. An insane comeback and a half to bring out this one here. And Mind Freak, they actually looked like they had that one in the bag, but they just couldn't lock it down last second. It was coming down to that garage take where they lost that momentum, and there was still, of course, 2 alive left in the round, plus the res as well for that one. Now it's 12-10, series point for Kanga, and Mind Freak, what looked to be done and dusted on Haven, are completely torn apart. Stuck with another full buy here. They've gone 3 ults for last round, and they've only got the 1 now for Cypher, the neural theft, to try and have a huge impact for this. They have to force overtime 2 rounds in a row. If they don't save 3 guns in this round, they won't have any money left into the next. Looks like they're going to go for this B take here. They can take the site, no worries, but the main problem is that post-plant game.
Lukey's going to spot that cross out from Lakers and give the info, but not going to be able to go in and fight it immediately now. Mind Freak crossing back over towards C site. So we're going to be seeing a Watt getting that plant down, and no one to immediately contest. But that's okay for Kanga. They're just going to be playing this retake slow and methodically once again, grouping up, getting ready to burst out onto the site. 9 rounds in a row so far from Kanga. If they take this one, they'll be taking the series and number 10 to come back so far. But Mind Freak, they want to shut down this momentum as best as they can. Peck's going to be going for that massive spray, but only going to find one despite the lineup. Clutchy Does find one as well. Wall going to be going out. Greg going to be finding that one, and just like this, he's got the half stick, but what? Trying to stop it. Scroll on the other side. That wall is going to be absolutely massive for Scroll. He's going to try his best, but Kanga, they're going to close it out just like that. 10 rounds in a row, 13-10, and Kanga are your champion of this series tonight. Absolutely insane for our first playoffs game. Absolutely insane performance from Kanga. I cannot believe what I just witnessed.
Me neither. Scroll actually looked incredibly close to close out that one there and still hold on strong for them to that 11-12, but it was not to be had. Mind Freak are going to be gutted after that one. That looked like a done and dusted Haven, and we'd be going on towards Bind there shortly. But Kanga, insane aim, insane game to bring that one back. Clutchy 26-16, Greg 20-17. Lakers still holding on strong. Same thing with Norson, but ultimately it came down to those rounds and eventually having to bank up the economy-wise, because losing 10 rounds in a row is just nowhere at that point for them. So
yeah, I just can't believe that, honestly. It went from 10-3 to 10-13 with no round wins in between there for Mind Freak. That's just absolutely insane from Kanga. They put up this incredible performance. I mean, I think in that second half, they really showed why they picked this map. They're going to be going forward to the upper finals for our second game tonight. Not quite sure of the results of the game on the second stream, but they'll be versing the winner of that for our next best of 3 coming up on this stream. But there is a lower bracket, though, for all you Mind Freak fans out there who want to see them continue to have a shot to get to that grand finals on Sunday. They're going to be playing on that tomorrow night is the lower bracket for them. Mm-hmm. And that will be on this channel as well. So make sure to chuck a cheeky follow as well if you're keen to see some more Valorant action from them. But for the here and now, though, that result, that just showed absolute strong form from Kanga. It's just when it looked all over, just when it kind of looked like, wow, okay, Mind Freak, they're getting ready to just put this one to map point and just take it from there, right? Well, there are only a few rounds off where they wanted to bring it into map number 3, and then Kanga just said no. They just shut it out. They just shut it down. They just went, no, we're going to win 10 rounds in a row right here, right now, and just send you down to that lower bracket like there's no tomorrow.
It was just a brutal stomp from Mind Freaks wise. That is just not ideal at all when it happened that one there to keep it going through. And now they're going to be stuck from that one there to try and battle it out in the lower bracket. Of course, we've seen them later on down the track over the next few days. But we're going to be going 2.5 hour break. We are currently waiting for the results on twitch.tv/digitalcast for that one from the Order versus Bliss for who Kanga will be up against in the upper bracket for the rest of tonight. So stay tuned, folks. We'll be back very shortly with some more beautiful action. Welcome back, folks, to some more beautiful Nova Invitational action presented by Order and Logitech, of course. And just beforehand, we did, of course, witness Kanga close out the series 2-0 after winning it on Split and Haven, so they'll be through to the upper bracket, which, of course, will be joining them is Order, who won the first map 17-15 on Icebox and 13-11 on Ascent here very shortly. And that was, of course, casted by none other than at Digital Cast and at Cthulhu ANZ. So thank you very much for those guys for covering that extra content for us, because it was definitely jam-packed from that one there.
Absolutely. Great of them to put on a show and, of course, cover that game. Make sure that all of you guys had that option to see that one, because what a game that was. We managed to catch the end of it as our series ended just a little bit earlier there. Series that we had on this channel, of course, was the series of Kanga versus Mind Freak, where we saw an insane comeback come out from Kanga, 10 rounds in a row. A lot of insane things to come out, and one of them has to be our sponsor today. They've got some insane offers, some insane hardware to get your hands on the new Logitech G collection. It's a fresh new take on gaming gear. You can customize with swappable, reversible headband straps and super fun mic covers. Mix, match, and play your way with the Logitech G Color Collection. Logitech G, amazing brand for getting yourself some gaming peripherals, some good headsets, some great mice, some keyboards. A lot of amazing stuff on offer. Just look at that. Just look at it on your screen right now. You want some of that gear at your PC setup. I know you do.
I know.
Thanks to Logitech G. Yeah.
Eyeing off those headsets there. They are definitely looking clean for
I've been looking at them every time this graphic comes up, honestly. But thank you very much to Logitech G for sponsoring the Order Nova Invitational. It's been great to have them on board, helping bring this event to you all over this last week.
All right. But of course, the match at hand, the long-awaited one for tonight's one, of course, the upper round final, which is going to be the first roster lineup we have for Team A side, is none other than Order. We got Tux, Autumn, Texter, Disco, and Sign. They're going to be trying to frag extremely hard for this one here tonight, making sure they be sweating a whole lot more and bringing the Thunder, of course, for their components and, of course, their opponents, which will be none other than Kanga. Clutch it up early on there, which, of course, Clutchy, Sicko, Greg, Lukey, and Koro are going to be definitely sweating hard as well from this one here to keep it going through. And, of course, if they win this one on this upper there, I believe they go straight through onto the finals there. They just skip that losers stage and they don't have to worry about it. And that's an easy breeze one there for the grand final on Sunday. So it's a fast track for them, so they don't have to grind it out through the losers bracket as of later.
Yeah, for sure. It's going to be very interesting to see how both these teams go off against each other. Order, recently we've seen a roster change come in there where they brought Signed in to replace Dick Stacey, who's been moved to a coaching role within the team. And on the side of Kanga, I mean, there's a lot of fresh talent coming out here. We've seen a lot of these Order mainstays in the FPS scene for years. A lot of them coming over from CSGO, coming into the Valorant scene. And as for Kanga, we've seen a lot of these players as well, a lot of fresh talent in this roster where they're kind of looking to prove themselves. They're looking to cement themselves at the top of the scene. I mean, look, they've had this competitive drive, and if we've seen that at all tonight, it's absolutely been in that last series with the insane comeback. But can they bring that momentum into the next one? That's the question everyone is asking in chat here, as we're going to go live into the picks for map number 1, which is Bind.
Well, you know, Bind, a little bit smaller of a map here. So Kanga definitely fresh off that one there. Same thing with Order. Both of the teams are warmed up at this stage. And already Kanga going to show, going to lock in those picks there. Clutchy with the Jet. Brim, okay, that is going to be with Greg. Lukey with the Sky. Korra with the Viper. And Sicko with the Sova. Otherwise, over on Autumn's side there, they got Jet, Texter with the Astra, Sign with the Sova, Luba's Disco with the Breach, and of course the finale there, which will be closed out, which I believe was a pre-smoke from Omen's side. So both pretty standard picks for this one here to make it up there. Bind, as you know there, those cheeky teleports definitely prove useful for those fakes, trying to make sure they can make quick work onto those sites there. But, you know, a lot of it is going to come down to how well they can read the other team's positioning, because almost on these times here and this sites, you have to gamble stack one site, either A or B, to lock it down. Usually B at the start, they might switch up towards A, just trying to read where they're playing through. But we'll have to see how well they can make these heroes, aka these agents, work out in their favor, because a lot of a modern approach here for Kanga. The Sky, the Viper, they're definitely coming out more useful. And of course, Texter has definitely been loving picking up the Astra on that one for sure. So I'll have to see how they can make this one work early on here. Let us know, folks, with those predictions, who you think is going to be winning map number 1 of this best of 3 for Order up against Kanga.
Straight off the bat here, we're going to be seeing a quick play out from Lukey with the Sky, just trying to catch off any players off guard. Dart going out as well to try and find some information in showers, coming out from Sicko on the Sova. He looks at throwing a drone out, but decides against it just for the time being. So we see this team just start to group up over towards A here, really just waiting for maybe some overly aggressive plays to come out of Order, just for the time being. Nothing yet. They're going to get ready to group up and go out. Going to be stopped off a little bit by some util though, and they're just going to start going back, as now they've realized that B is looking to be a bit more of a viable path for them.
Yeah, they lost that early info towards A. Now they're trying to get out towards a B site. Of course, Clutchy all the way in the close corner, spots out the elbow take, and now they can burst on. No worries here. There's no one to contest them at all, as they're just trying to catch out Autumn, who is being such a nuisance at elbow, of course. But they spot the teleport towards Hookah. The alarm bot gonna tag it down. Lukey with the first, and Pucks with the trade. Spots the spike in hand at back of Hookah, as Autumn is gonna get one onto Clutchy. Autumn with another one onto Greg, and they know there's one towards Hookah's side. It is, of course, Sicko all alone in the 1v3 now, trying to mop up the pieces here, as Disco is going to close it out on him. Order win the pistol, 1-0.
Sicko, we've seen some pretty sick things coming out from him, but in this round, not quite as possible as he would have hoped. I mean, coming from that angle, having all 3 of these players pretty much in the same spot, just aiming at him. Unfortunately, not quite able to get that push out as they'd hoped. Kanga's Order just shut them down, really, but still early days, of course, for Kanga. I mean, look, we've shown that they are masters of the late game with that 10 rounds in a row from the last map we casted on this channel showed us anything.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So, not too
They're
worried.
Be trying to fight for those ones as of later. So, oh, cheeky
Nice.
bait, but Texter knows better, and Greg almost catching off there. But look at this, they're just mopping up this eco frags here. They know that they're on a full eco, so they can swing at their leisure. And now it's Lukey all alone, back of teleport site, even going to spray inside of it, knows that he can just hide in here and just has to wait for them to try and catch them out. They were trying to get the scan on through, but they're just going to wallbang it, and Sign going to clean up onto him after using the teleport of his own. 2-0 now for Order.
And that's pretty well expected. I mean, Kanga didn't have the buy to really go for any kind of impact there. I mean, that's just how the game goes, really. Anti-eco round being played perfectly from Order, pretty much just getting all the boxes checked off and all crossing their T's, dotting their I's, as you'd say. And now we're seeing the full buy come out into this next round. We're going to be seeing these rifles being brought up all the way on the Kanga side. Nothing too long range, just all your standard rifles. Going to be seeing a little bit of quick aggression coming out over towards A mid there. But nothing being traded back either way so far on either team. Instead, Kanga just opting to suss out this B site, just try to figure out how it's being played. And so far, nothing too aggressive. They're not taking any map control over on Order, especially not towards Long or towards Hookah. Now Clutchy is going to try and take advantage of this as he swings out now to Elbow, but going to take a bit of damage and decides to hop away. Now the teleporter jump is called, as they're going to make the mid-round call to go over towards this A site and get geared up for the push in.
The pressure
around the corner
is on the Disco to lock down Lamps here. He is tagged down and got the headshot onto Korra, of course, but he's going to use that beautiful snake bite to stall him from pushing through there. A quick fake for the plant side, making sure no one's pushing through the smoke immediately, but looks like they're trying to retake this one quickly. As for the vulnerability, Disco misses the breach charge as Lukey will punish. Autumn catches out Koro, and now the retake can finally commence here for Order's side. They're pincer either angle. Texas with one, Autumn with another one, and it's down to a 2v3 now for Kanga. They're stalling back as hard as they might. Clutchy finds one, but it's now down to Sicko on the 1v2 again, trying to stall for Bathroom's side, but they win it on the eco buy for Order, and they go 3-0 now, as they manage to save extra money in the round for that one as well.
Just seeing in the Logitech G replay as well, just some of these shots connecting are really nice. Autumn hitting that one through the smoke. Pretty much just Texter watching showers as Sicko just peeked out while his teammate was defusing the spike. I mean, they just played it pretty methodically, played off each other for that retake. Pretty standard what you want to see from Order, but just doing everything well overall, both mechanically and using their brain with that, and just playing very smart Valorant there, I would say. And just getting back in. Didn't even need the upgraded rifles to do it, just the SMGs worked wonders.
Yeah, it's, not much you can do eco buy versus that sort of SMG buy. But now, of course, Kanga with an eco buy yet again from those ones. Actually, no, they did the full wipe for last. They're stuck on eco again. Koro, fantastic shot on the Texter, but of course, always going to be bringing him in for that one there. Disco with the nades. Disco with another. Disco with a 3k. Spots the wallbang. That's a 4k onto Greg. Mopping up these eco frags. And now it's Lukey alone in the 1v3. Spots at the flank on Autumn. And reads the timing. Misses the headshot though. It's a tag either side, down to half HP, trying to play the jiggle game, and Autumn comes out on top. Order are now 4-0.
Great start from Order. What else can you say? But Disco in that round especially, just showing really fantastic form. There was a really nice opening frag from Koro. It's a shame that it wasn't able to be really followed up on with that early trade, the ult going out, and this wallbang here. And just really nice, just mechanical plays coming out from Disco, just picking them off one by one. Of course, was an anti-eco. Didn't have quite the armor and stuff to defend against that. Didn't have the guns to be able to get those frags. But, hey, a round's a round, right? At the end of the day, that still counts on the scoreboard.
Indeed. So, Kanga now got themselves another full buy in the bag, ready to cash it in for this round. But, they really need to try and work on some defaults. It doesn't seem like early on here they're quite ready for the sweat that Order has put up, and they just need to make sure their aim is sharp, and these takes here on the sides are even sharper. And looks like they've caught out Autumn there, so they can retake back.
Yeah, nice early damage with that shock dart going out from Sicko though. But, yeah, Koro trying to just get something, trying to hit any kind of shots through the smoke as they can, but not quite able to make it work so far. Instead, just a bit of a slow play coming out from Kanga as they start to now group up over towards B. They're getting up towards that mid, and they've got that long push again.
Oh, the jellyfish.
Not really much of a fight for map control from Order, but now there's going to be a fight for the site.
And look at that. Autumn gets the first quick pick onto Lukey. The jellyfish spots them out. They know that Gamble stacked towards the B side here, and that's where they're going for Kanga. Straight into the jaws of the opening shark. Greg gonna delete one onto Disco, trying to still muscle on the B side here. Autumn with the first, but Sicko with the wallbang as Texter will trade. Now it's down to Clutchy all alone, op in hand in a 1v3. Has the spike at that. 14 seconds left on the clock. He's in the red zone, but he doesn't clear Elbow, aka signed. They go 5-0 now for Order, and Kanga a little bit concerned.
Now Order just starting to show themselves some really strong, just really strong start here. I mean, they're showing themselves mechanically to just be exponentially strong, just being able to play off each other, just getting everything done. Nothing really too special or no real highlights being made. Instead, it's just taking apart this attack, just breaking apart the offense methodically, piece by piece, just picking away at it really, getting these early frags, getting what they need, and just stopping it in its tracks. Kanga, they want to try and change up the momentum here, because so far it's not working for them. Dash going to come out, Order going to spot it. Autumn just looking along, but not going to be able to hit anything just yet. It's Clutchy looking to try and get in, jumping up with the knives out. Seeker going to be able to find that one. Clutchy is going to be able to use his ult as well, but Signed with the Sova ult out is going to hit one onto Clutchy. Clutchy's going to peek around the corner before the second shot can hit him.
Oh man, that's a huge one, and now Order are ready to strike back. This is where they handle well under pressure. Down to a 2v3 now, and they're trying to make this retake work as best as they can. But of course, Koro is stalling fantastically with those snake bite lineups. And Lukey with the flank. This looks like this might be Kanga's route in the bag, and they're going to catch out the first onto Texter as Clutchy can peek from cover. A 3k for Clutchy, and Kanga are now on the scoreboard, 1-5.
Yeah, really nice coming out here from Kanga. I mean, they just went for these ults out that had the weaker buy, of course, going into it, but just changing up their pace, really, and just trying to go in fast and kind of catch Order off guard, who so far have been used to the slower plays coming out, the more methodical side takes, and now just straight up holding W and going out and just finding frags one by one. Definitely caught them off guard there with Kanga, but if they can kind of build this round into a bit of momentum, that's what we really do want to see. We're going to have a game on our hands, and Clutchy certainly looking to try and do that with an opening frag onto Autumn. Operator versus Operator, Clutchy wins out.
Damn, winning that early pick there, but look, this one here, Texter has spotted that no one is back towards A site. They're just holding on for that flank there. Clutchy with another pick onto Signed. It's a 3v5 just like that, and it seems like Kanga have finally found their footing for this one. Whether or not they can win this round, it's going to come down to this A site take here, and just waiting to get a little bit more intel and wait for those util to be stalled out. But they're about to burst out here as the wall is up, and now they can keep this one chugging along. Of course, they're going to keep it swinging. They know that someone is back towards CT, whether it be under heaven and or somewhere close, but by the looks of it, they're just not peeking as of yet. It's a clean take, of course, but there is no one there contesting. Order trying to play the retake game as that plant goes down, and they are slowly pincing these angles.
Yeah, 5 versus 3 here, and Order trying to just do what they can, find some frags in the back lines here. Tuck's going to get spotted out by Oro, though, who's going to be falling away. Now that's the information for Kanga that they need. Knowing where these players are coming from, not getting caught off guard, that's exactly what they need right now to hold this post plant. Koro just lurking around the corner here. Here's some footsteps going back and forth, trying to catch someone off guard, and he will. Tucked just peeks straight in, but not going to expect a second as Texter going to find that Disco peeking out on Heaven. It does get shot down as they're just watching everything. They're on top of it all, and Texter is just going to be able to run back and save.
Well done for Kanga. Texter is stuck back on the save, of course, with that full buy and the Phantom in hand. 2-5 now. They're 3 rounds behind, and they're looking like they are slowly closing that gap here, bit by bit.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. Kanga now starting to look like they've found their form. A little bit of a slow start. I mean, we've seen that before, though. I'll just say that. I'll just throw that out there, looking at their last series. But now they're certainly starting to see... It's certainly starting to seem like they're just finding everything they need. So, tactical pauses coming out from Order here, who obviously want to hold on to this lead and just try and figure out what's going wrong so far. But
yeah, the 5-0, like early on there, obviously they're just trying to hold it for a bit more longer. 3 rounds advantage. They definitely want to make sure they can win this half at least. So the tactical might be used for that. Just a quick one to associate buys the next few and see if they can't try and win this half here and now. So not too shabby, and we'll have to see what this play is for Kanga and what they're going to do from that time as well.
Yeah, definitely Order using their attacks early. Good call from them. I mean, I'm sure that even though they were playing in a series at the same time, I'm sure between the games they heard what happened to Mind Freak and what Kanga managed to do against them, and they just want to make sure that doesn't happen to them either. You know, that's quite scary going up against Kanga in that form. So they just want to try and nip this one in the bud as early as possible, get those rounds up, and actually try and close this game out as early as they can. And Kanga want the same thing. Flash going out for the peak for Tux, who's not going to spot anything, but he's going to go again and spot Koro holding the spike in his hands. Disco going to down it though, and now that's the spike down at an angle Order can cover pretty well. Flash going to go forward as well and be quite effective as Tux goes for the re-peak. Does it again. Tries to get onto the other side, but gets spotted out by the drone.
Look
Still
at
this
this.
util though being absolutely
Kanga
huge.
about to answer back as they're trying to run on through towards this B take. They realize they got such a good setup. They're going to teleport over towards A, but of course, Autumn is ready and waiting. Catches out Lukey and the spike in hand. The cavalry have to rotate over to that angle, but Autumn looking sharp as ever, trying to catch him out here. 12 seconds left on the clock. Kanga are nowhere near a sight, and they're just going to have to go for the save here. Order take another round on the board. Whether or not they find these exits, Sicko says no. Autumn says yes, but Clutchy straight back again. Down 6-2 as Texter looking to hold them in here, make sure they can't get any more kills as they're 4 rounds ahead now for Order.
In that case there, Kanga, they were just playing too slow. They kind of let Order just get that map control, especially we saw Tux just completely shut down that long push as he was able to, first off, just keep them back by continuing to flash, peek out, even though he wasn't getting that damage, even though he wasn't getting those kills. What he did enable was he enabled that push to just kind of be stopped in its tracks. He enabled the rotate to come out and for further control to be taken by Order. And then, of course, we saw the spike getting downed immediately as we saw just Autumn on the peak there, I believe it was, just holding that line with the operator and being able to get it down. And that just wasted valuable seconds. Kanga, who were trying to get out, and just led them all down to the line. When that mid-round was called to rotate, it was just too late by them.
It was indeed. Looks like Kanga are going to pick up the pace this time around. Autumn already locked in position. A quick tap onto Lukey and dips behind the Viper wall in the nick of time. Just like that, it's a 4v5. And Kanga are left trying to recover for this one here. The owl scan on the disco is a small victory, but they have to try and find the shot, and Clutchy does not. They're still stuck back towards A short and bathroom take, trying to fight out the util game here. Look at this slither from Autumn. As soon as they peek into it, he will just be cleaning up there. But of course, the recon ball catches off the angle. They're just getting stumped at every turn for Kanga, and they're unsure what to do for this round here. There's 35 seconds left, and Koro going to open up a little bit as he cleans up onto Texter. They're just going to burst out onto A, see if they can't get the plant under wrap as he's spamming along. Sicko catches out Disco down to a 2v3, but Autumn, a brigade onto Greg, and now it is Clutchy all alone in the 1v3 back bathroom side. They know that he's out and somewhere there. Autumn trying to swing onto him. He is pincered. He is stuck between a rock and a hard place, and Signed will one-tap him. 7-2 now for Order as they're 5 rounds ahead.
Just great form overall from Order, really. I mean, you just love to see it as they're just continuing to just find these picks one by one. Kanga, they pretty much got themselves into these one-on-one duels, right? They went out and they didn't have that trade potential set up. You didn't see these double peaks. You didn't see anything like that. Instead, you just saw player by player, just going in, getting shut down, nothing being done to really stop Order in their defense here. That's not how you want to be playing that. You want to be putting yourself in the position to get those trades out and to secure that site, and they just did not do that in that round.
No, they were stuck back. They had a good idea going through A, but obviously Order are definitely feeling confident at this point. They're holding very wide angles, and those ops over towards A are very, very deadly indeed, but they've rotated the jet this time. Sicko with the ult, gonna get that recon bot scan, try to catch him out, but just barely misses its mark and manages to dip away for safety. But they're out on the A site. They can finally get this plant under wrap, but Disco, a showstopper onto Greg. Lukey gets a trade onto Tux. They have to activate that pit, and they have to keep this going. They got themselves the A site, but they just have to get this round on the board. Plant gonna go down here very shortly, just making sure that no one is lurking in the midst. And Sicko with a wallbang onto Disco as Texter actually catches out Koro with that portal, but Sicko Yet another quick pick. It's down to the 2v3. Side up towards Heaven Take. Autumn gonna go through lamps and catch him at a bit of timing. Spots the shoulder on the Clutchy, and the spam is there as he gets himself an op in hand. They know they're out on the B site now. They've completely rotated as they get that plant down, but the retake is on. It's a 2v2, and there's no HP for the Kanga crew. But oh no, a missed shot from Sicko as Autumn punishes. He keeps on swinging wide, and it's Lukey alone with 7 HP. A fantastic pre-fire onto side. Has to play the cat and mouse here to clutch it up. It's Autumn versus Lukey, and they have to find the timing of each other. Autumn not even gonna go, actually gonna go for the half. Isn't quite confident with the full stick. Trying to play the baiting game, but Lukey, a fantastic shot on 3K to clutch it up for Kanga, and they go 3-7.
I mean, that was just so close there. Sicko, that whiff just, that really could have made or broken the round there. I mean, it's just unfortunate you don't like to see that, but Lukey, that's what you do like to see, just going out, finding those 2 picks, isolating the 1v2 into those 2 1-on-1s, which he was able to then take and win. That is just absolutely huge. We've seen Lukey with some massive impact so far on this Kanga lineup, and certainly looking to try and continue that.
Yeah, indeed. So 7 HP as well. Fantastic shots. Look at this Autumn pushed up and poised. Quick 2 picks as Koro finds a trade. It was a setup and a half from Order. They are doing insanely aggressive plays to make this one work here. As Sign trying to find the ult spam on through. Catches out Lukey, the healer, and tucks onto Koro. It's now down to the 1v5 for Sicko. Catches out Texter, but Disco will get another one. Just when Kanga find momentum, Order shut it down. They go 8-3 now, 5 rounds ahead.
And now especially because we've been seeing Order just not really going for a huge amount of map control throughout this match so far. They really were able to surprise Kanga in that one because they just went straight for it. They found that fortunate lineup and just changed the tide of things. As now they're starting to play these more aggressive plays. They've got themselves the momentum behind them to kind of make them feel like, yeah, okay, you know what, we're doing really good right now. We're, you know, let's go for this. Let's try these things. And then they're just spiraling that into kills, finding the round, just shutting that down from Kanga there. And we're seeing it again right now. Autumn just goes out, just dashes straight forward onto Koro, who isn't expecting that. Signed as well with the frag on Clutchy. He's also going to be just trying to jump around back and forth, but now here comes the teleport Disco to go in. Autumn with second. Sicko trying to pick up the pieces, but Order, as they go for these aggressive plays, just shutting it down, and Kanga with nothing to respond with.
It is the second half time now. Yeah, that is just brutal to say the least on Kanga's side. If you are a Kanga supporter there, 6 rounds behind. We have seen insane comebacks from Kanga, aka the series prior, but you know, this is something else here. They just were not ready for this level of sweat, of course. Reminder, this is Kanga's map pick. Order's next pick is Split. So if Kanga have a good showing on here, there is still the second one for that one, but it's not over just yet. 6 rounds behind. Kanga win this pistol. They can slowly bring this up momentum here. And by the looks of it, they've got a pretty strong defense at that. Order, however, definitely a strong offense there. The Astra, the Breach, and the Jet ready to clean up early on there. So we're going to have to see who's going to come out and win this pistol to get some momentum early on this second half.
Bit of early util being used out there by Lukey. Just trying to see if he can spot something. A bit more going out as well. Just a little bit of early map control trying to go for, but Order, they want this control of the site right now as they can try and push in Lukey, finding the one, but Disco finding 2 back, dropping the spike. And Kanga just trying to get out as best they can.
Indeed, so the plant coming down here for Signed. He's going to go for the stick. Clutchy, the hero play, finds 2 onto Texter and Signed. And now it's down to the 2v3. Sicko spots our Disco wrapping through. It's Autumn all alone on site, trying to make this one work, but can't do so. Finds out Clutchy. Sicko with a trade. Kanga wins the pistol. Then they go 4-9 now as they are 5 rounds behind and get themselves a bit of momentum in this game.
Yeah, really nice pistol coming out from Kanga on that retake. They just kind of backed off the site a bit towards push and just decided, you know what, let's just get all of our players together, just go for this together, trade off each other, let's just get all those going. Ended up being able to close it out, find all the frags that they needed, Shut it down. Now they've got themselves a little bit of a stronger economy. Get themselves that SMG by this anti-eco ahead. A couple of upgraded pistols coming out though from Order. A few sheriffs. We might be able to see something really sharp from this. Who knows?
Who knows indeed. You know, Order don't really want to risk anything. They have those 5-round lead, and that is why they had the tactical from prior, making sure they get this momentum going, because they've definitely got a massive aim factor in this one here, as it goes to show. Order with the first, Greg with a 2-piece, however, to answer straight back before it gets too dire. Disco trying to sell the A fake here, but of course it's Texter and of course Sova trying to push on through for this take out towards B. Disco's wrapped all the way through lamps as well, waiting for this rotate. He knows that there's at least a few eyes towards A, as Greg will mop up onto him. A 3K, and now they're going to teleport. They catch it out, and they're already on the A side. I don't know why Order did that one, but now they're stuck back bathroom, trying to retake this site, but I don't know how far they're going to be going into this one here. Texter trying to play the jiggle game as Clutchy's going to keep walking up. Catch him out as he spams on through for the pre-fire. And it's, of course, signed all alone in bathroom. Who's about to be pinched in here from Viper. But Clutchy says no. 5-9 now for Kanga. And they're slowly closing that gap.
I really like the way how Kanga played that. They didn't go just for a straight-out push or anything like that. They just got themselves some players in the showers. Just got themselves a little bit aggressive, but not like incredibly crossing the line, putting themselves in some unexpected angles and just some nice positioning there. Especially Greg was able to just get in showers early, get those 2 kills, fall back, just play on site and just be somewhat unexpected. Just keep changing it up, keep Order on their toes, you know? If they can continue playing in this kind of style, just keep Order not expecting anything, just have no idea what is coming out. And yeah, this could be quite the interesting half from Kanga, but now that the Order have themselves these guns, it's going to be a little bit more difficult to do that. They're on par with firepower, but Clutchy going for that early pick onto Autumn, or at the very least, secure his team the man advantage for the time being.
The man advantage, and it looks like they're finally taking a page out of the Order book. It is really hard for Bind because a lot of the spawn timings line up for CT peaks early on. Just so they can get a quick little picks and stuff on those and try and fight the early aggression. So now they're taking a page out of that book and trying to fight for their own. But look at this, Tux is stuck back as Lukey is re-aggressing after Clutchy gets that pick from B long. But Order gonna try and lock in the B side here. They've only got a few ready to take on the heat, but the rotate's already there for Kanga. If Order don't read this, they are walking into a stack and it will be a mop-up for them. They're trying to wait out for a bit more intel side. Spamming on a little bit along. 30 seconds left on the clock. And looks like they are going to go for the teleport and risk the A play. They catch out one onto that one there as Disco's trying to sell the fake. They're trying to call the rotate, but they're thinking it's a fake all along. And they're just going to go for the B side last second. But, of course, they're going to teleport back. And no, they're going to wrap back. They've read this stack correctly here. Disco is going to get the first quick pick on the Koro. But signed with the ult onto Lukey and Sicko. It's down to a 2v4. Make it a 2v3 is Greg. And, of course, Clutchy aren't done just yet. Texter still going to mop up with one. And now it's Clutchy all alone. A wallbang onto Tux to keep this one chugging along. He's trying to catch him out here. The knives are out. He spots out the corner, but misses the right click onto Texter. Order are now 10-5. 5 rounds ahead.
I mean, what a lineup for the Sova ult coming out there. Clutchy as well with this banger of a shot. Just so many highlight plays in one round. I honestly thought we'd maybe see that coming out from Clutchy. I'm not going to lie. He had that momentum behind him, it seemed like. But just whiffing that right click there, not being able to quite find it. But still, what a round. Especially their sign, those 2 picks coming out from the Sova ult. 2 in 1. The 2-for-1 special.
It looked done and dusted. And of course, it's in Clutchy's name to be trying to win that one there. But just wasn't his day for that one. But, you know, that ulti coming out from Signed. And of course, they kept it chugging along there, and they just didn't quite have it for Kanga. They looked like they had it for 2v4 and they pulled out a miracle scandal stacks, but Sicko trying to answer back, shooting on through as Clutchy will get the 2 right clicks for it, but Sicko eventually finds those quick picks. But of course it's still a 3v3 as Disco gonna get Koro and another one onto Sicko, and now it is Lukey all alone in the 1v3. However, 2 players are low. If he catches them out there early, spots the shoulder onto Disco, going for the wallbang. He's stuck on 1 HP and he's just going to flash himself through that angle. He has to try and win this fight to keep this retake going here. But of course, he is being stalled by bits of util and now has to go for that reload. It's still on though. He knows it's a 1v3 and he knows that Order, aka Disco, is most likely at that close corner there. But what can he do? Looks like he's going to keep swinging along towards front side onto truck. Catches out the pre-finder Disco. And now he's going to try and bake out the early quick pick there. Gets a quick pick onto side. Baits it out yet again for the defuse. And finds the shot onto Texter. He is defusing. He's paraying. He is hoping that he has this one in the bag. And he does with a second to spare. A clutch and a half. A 3K for Lukey. And they go 6-10 for Kanga.
That was insane from Lukey there. Just playing that so well. I mean, Order just giving him those one-on-ones. They didn't peek together at all. They just kind of relied on hoping the util would get there. Also, the timing. 1.1 seconds left on the spike. Just so close for comfort there. Absolutely insane clutch coming out from Lukey.
Yeah, that's insane indeed. Like, they almost had the timing there for Order, but I think they were trying to play it a bit wider. They must have misread where the spike was planted to be jiggling at the same time. Because if they did, I reckon they would have got that. But 10-6 now, and Order on the anti-eco. The knives are out for Order, and he's looking to wreak havoc here. They're out fast on the A take as they're going to keep running on through. Autumn isn't going to stop there. He's going to keep clearing these angles and make sure they don't get any info for it. But of course, Clutchy from the back line looking to wreak havoc as well. It's a bit of cat and mouse across the board. But the box jellyfish ready to scan out that intel that they know they're locked in. But a fantastic shot from side. One more from Disco. And we'll see how quick this retake goes. Greg with the first onto Tux. But Autumn with the trade. They spot out the close lamps take here. And they have to make sure they can clear this angle across the board. They're going to keep going along. But Texter and Autumn are going to clutch it up for Order. The anti-eco works. And they go 11-6, the tipping point.
Just finding all these jewels out, really. Order isolating them off the site here as we're seeing like just all these picks one by one, as you can see from the Logitech G replay. 11-6 now. Order, they're getting themselves in a position where they're poised to win this. But Kanga, they're still fighting back as hard as they possibly can. They're trying to give them as much pressure as possible in this map while we're still on it.
Yeah, and look at this. The re-aggression already coming out here for Kanga. Spots the bait and switch either side. Has to dip off the angle and has to keep it going along for later. Greg locking down the bathroom side, however. But of course, Texter with that divider as Greg gets the first on the bathroom and still locks it down. They're trying to push on through towards A side here regardless. And we'll have to see if they can't get this lamp's control. Texter does just that, a quick pick on the Sicko, but before Clutchy gets a trade back onto him, it's down to a 3v4 now for Order. They're trying to cut off this bathroom angle. Disco gets the first. Disco gets a follow-up onto Clutchy, but Koro says no. Even to score, down to a 2v2 now, and it looks like the flank around back towards bathroom side again. They've predicted they're going to go towards B site here. But, of course, it isn't correct. Order are creeping along towards the A site. That should be a free plant if I've seen one, but how quickly can they get repositioned? It will come down to. They're still trying to walk it out here, very slowly clearing the site, making sure they don't miss any angles and getting into a good position up front where they can catch them off guard here for Kanga. And look at this, Signed going to go all the way through towards Pipes take. I'm not sure about Lamps, and if they clear this one, they realize A is the play. They can get that plant under wrap. And now Signed going to back off the angle. Tux with the plant. And now Kanga are left putting their running shoes on, going towards the A site, trying to fight this retake. It's definitely winnable. One towards bathroom. They're not going to hear that teleport. But, of course, they're going to definitely hear these footsteps coming out for Koro running through towards the CT take. Clearing his angles very clearly, making sure that no one is there left unguarded. The bait and switch towards Lamps. Gets the first onto side. And gets stalled by the Rolling Thunder from Tux, who doesn't swing off of it. He lets him have that one there. He knows he's stuck back with no HP, but of course, it's a 2v1 on the Lamps, and Lukey is sharp as can be. Finds the headshot onto Tux. Kanga goes 7-11.
Yeah, Kanga there, that was a retake that looked really difficult from the outset. They were completely off-site, had no information whatsoever, right? Order had complete control of the site, could have played it from any positions they wanted. But for me, it looked like they didn't really put themselves in the best positioning, where they just kind of got themselves stuck as the retake came in. They weren't, taking any aggressive fights or anything like that, where maybe they needed to. Maybe if they were a little bit faster out swinging, just catching them a bit more off guard, maybe that could have worked out. But no, instead, it led to one player in the 1v2, no trade potential coming out, not bringing into a 1v1, just going the whole way of Kanga, who just dictated the pace of that retake.
I don't mind too much, and yeah, obviously it definitely helped from those ones being both lamps, but that retake coming out there from Viper was very strong and clearing all of his angles, making sure he didn't miss any pre-fires. He was swinging wide to make sure they didn't get any cheeky picks that he didn't want or deem that he definitely had for that one. So now Order stuck with another full buy. Kanga building up some momentum here, and the Viper pit out on the B side, so they cannot push it. That's a fantastic setup. The hookah jump down will definitely spot the outline, and of course the on top angles just clears hookah side, so Viper can spot them if they do go for the push. And I think they spot the shoulder if they try and walk through that one towards Cubby. I don't think they can get through there cleanly. They realize that they'll try and get towards it, but no, they can actually get out unscathed. And Clutchy misses the angle. He knew that they were there, but just couldn't quite find the shot. And now they have to go towards the A side here. They've locked down the B, they've called the teleport, and now they're putting their running shoes on towards that A side. The pressure's on for Sicko and Greg to lock it down. Disco going to keep jumping on top of Truck, but misses the shot with the Guardian. Down to a 4v4 now. Order's going to get that plant, but not before Sicko gets Autumn. And of course, they're trying to lock it down, trying to cut off the side so they can rotate here. Texter and Tux with 2 quick picks. Down to a 2v3 now, as they're stalling as hard as they might. But Sicko, no HP, doesn't get the healing from Sky. And now it's Lukey all alone in the 1v3, trying to clutch it up again for his team. He's jumped on down towards Heaven, going on towards default side here, trying to single them out, seeing who's going to be willing to take the fight, but has to clear these angles here. Nose Bathroom isn't most likely for the taking, but as soon as he taps that spike, 2 heads are swinging, and he has to transfer and a half. But Texter going to immediately get that quick pick. 12-7 now, and Order are on map point.
Match point.
Map point now for Order, as Kanga, they've got quite the gap ahead of them if they want to keep the fight here. We've seen quite some performances coming out from Kanga so far, but Order right now are just kind of at the top of their game. They're just finding all these rounds that they need to, finding all the impact frags at the moment as they just get out, as this defense just isn't working as strong as Kanga would have hoped to try and turn things around. Yeah, 12-7 right now. Order want to end this right here.
It is insanely close for this game here, either side, but Order eventually getting that advantage point, and Clutchy with a quick pick onto Order. Texter will get the trade, almost found the follow-up, but Greg has found one towards a short. They are just pushing everything here, Kanga, and getting some quick picks here. They know that they're stuck without much money. A Marshall, a Spectre, and the Vandal hand for Lukey. And the Judge for Koro with no armor at that. They're trying to flank along, and they're going to keep the re-aggression going to make sure they can get these picks here. Order left going towards the A site as they're where most of the people are. Sicko just stalling for his teammates to try and flank on through and catch them out there. Knows that they're over towards Lamp's side, most likely, because that scan did quite miss it. And look at that, the wall going to try and catch him off there. Texter spots Korra on the flank, but I don't know if he spotted the second. Sicko trying to catch him out, of course, with the ult in hand, but Disco's already jumped up towards Heaven Take, catches out Sicko, and now it's Lukey alone in a 1v3 to clutch up this round and keep them holding on for map 1 here, but they've already dipped on towards the B side. Disco spots the shoulder going along, and he's going to have to try and run through to the teleporter, but Signed will pincer him. 13-7 as Order win map 1 on Bind against Kanga.
Now up 1 map. Order absolutely putting in quite the showing here on Bind. Just playing some really good Valorant, just playing off each other, playing really nicely, finding those sharp frags. Speaking of sharp frags as well, we see at the top end of the scoreboard now on your screen, Disco and Autumn. But these two players had an absolutely huge impact for Order. Going for these opening frags on both the offense and defense, getting that map control nice and early, allowing Order to pretty much run over, do what they wanted on Bind here.
Yeah,
Kango. Yeah, we saw some absolutely insane plays coming out from Kango, especially Luki with that 3v1 clutch that we saw before. Some absolutely impressive stuff, but just not able to translate all of these incredible plays into round wins all of the time. But that's map number 1 done and dusted. Now we're going to be heading into a break, so don't go anywhere. We're going to be back with map number 2 here on
none other than Split, which will be
something like
Order's
that.
pick. So stay tuned, folks. We'll be back very shortly after a quick little break with this best of 3. Welcome back, everyone, to the Order Nova Valorant Invitational presented by Logitech G. And of course, folks, we have had ourselves some banger matches tonight. We've had all sorts of stuff. And now we have ourselves the upper finals best of 3. Order against Kanga, where Order won on bind 13-7. And we're moving on to split here very shortly.
Yeah, for sure. An absolute banger match coming out there with Kanga. They put up some solid individual plays. They, made things work for them, but didn't exactly translate that into the 13 they needed to take map number 1. Instead, Order just playing strong off each other, playing some really pristine Valorant. Absolutely love to see it from them. We're going to be going straight into Agent Select, which I'm very keen to see, but quick shout outs to everyone also watching on the stream, but everyone watching at GG Easy as well. I see your tweet, MJ. Hope you're all having a fantastic time there, and thank you for putting us up.
All right. Let's go ahead and get into these Agent Selects under wrap here. Map number 2 split, and already Kanga are locked in. They're pretty confident with this pick here. Sicko with the Breach, Korra with the Raze, Lukey with the Cypher, Clutchy with the Sage, Greg with the Brim. Order, they've got Autumn with the Reyna, Texter with the Sage, Tux with the Killjoy, Disco with the Raze, and waiting on Signed, and we'll be rocking that Astra. So interesting switch up from Signed and Texter, but usually just very playing familiar favorites from that one. Very strong compositions either side. Obviously a more modern approach for Order. They're loving the Astra, and those ults are definitely brutal. Brim ults are really hard to try and find the lineups to get the most impact out of them, but the smokes are definitely there, and the mollies are definitely quite strong from that. So obviously split, those ropes can be problematic to be fighting on, but most of it comes down to how well you hold onto that mid control. Sage wall defaults. B is pretty clean from it, and you can usually just stall with slows and whatnot. That's why the Sages are there. The Sentinels come down to preference, of course, and otherwise those lockdowns generally clear most of the site. So Order 1-0 up in this series. Kanga need to try and find their footing here, and quick, because they won 2-0 up against none other than Mindfreak prior to get to this stage, and they don't want to lose this best of 3 on and dusted on map number 2 here. They want to fight it all the way through and make sure they have a big impact at that, try and bring a stance, because last one wasn't exactly ideal. But be sure, folks, to get those predictions under wrap as we begin this second map here on Split. As they keep pushing along, looks like Order are going to be trying to go for a quick A play, but Sticko and Korra say no. 2 quick shutdowns, and now they're stuck condensing towards B. Fantastic shots here from Kanga. Order stuck on a 2v5 just like that.
2v5, but man, Kanga are looking sharp right now on these pistols. Being able to find all 3 of these, but still 2 players left alive to carry the dream forward for Order. You see Texter try to swing out, but Lukey is going to shut him down. Now Signed left on the 1-5. Has to try and find something. His first duel comes his way, but he's not going to be able to hit it as Clutchy shuts it down. Find the pistol round. Just a quick reminder as well as to what's at stake here. Winner of this best of 3, of which Order are already up on map number 1, will go forward to the grand final on Sunday with a 1 map advantage in that best of 5. Loser will drop down to the second round of the lower bracket being played out tomorrow night on this channel here. So plenty more Valorant action to take place over here on the Order channel. So make sure to chuck a follow if you're not already. That's 2 p.m. tomorrow for the start time for the lower bracket. So be sure to stick around as well for the rest of the weekend, because there's plenty more games coming. There's plenty more action coming from this series as well. So now we're going to see Order taking this mid control. It's there, just blocked off behind the Sage wall, getting ready to knife through.
Yeah, they're looking just to try and condense here. They are on an eco. They're just going to go guns blazing, classics in hand, see if they can't try and find some kicks here. Fantastic shots going through, and as you can see the whip going at them from the other side. He was unhappy about that one. Holding on there from the Raze, has to back off the angle. But Clutchy getting caught out as well from Kanga. Now they're going to have to try and fight it as for later. They're calling for Breach to try and stall for this push here towards the B heaven wrap. They know they're going towards a B side for Order. That's why Cypher's pushing up, catching out the B main timing here. Just waiting for them to be peeking into his crosshair. And there you go, spots out Texter. Now can easily back off the angle and call for the rotate. Almost a cheeky play from Order there, but not quite paying off. They still have the man advantage, however. they're just going to go guns blazing towards ropes, but the pressure is on for Greg to lock it down.
Molly going to go to the top of ropes here as Greg's going to be able to find that one, and that's the signal for Order to turn themselves right around. Instead, heading over towards B Heaven. Sicko is getting ready for the flash out, but the wall is going to deny him his swing. Instead, he's going to be having to fall right back. Now, falling into the site. Order, they're going to be trying to get this plant down. Lukey just going to charge straight forward with the Spectre out, but Sign going to shut it down. Texter as well finding a frag. Disco with 1-2. Koro at least gets 1, but now the man advantage with Order. Now they've picked up some guns. Now they're ready to try and hold this post plant. Greg, though, looking to try to stop them right here, right now. But left in the 1-on-3 is going to be difficult. He sees the spike. He sees Autumn, and he's not going to be able to hit that shot because Autumn's going to just tap his head right there and then.
Wow, 1-1 already, and this Logitech G replay, of course, showing you just that one there. Man, it just kind of crumbled. It looked like Order didn't have anything for it. They were getting stumped at every turn. They push mid. They get, of course, met by B Heaven. They then go through ropes. Then get met by the Molly. They then go back towards Mail. They burst out and they find 3 quick kills. And somehow find themselves out on towards the B side there. This is a technical pause, of course, coming out there. Few little issues coming out on the Order side, but will be momentarily resolved. But yeah, Kanga are going to be a little bit upset about that one, definitely for sure, because, you know, they lost their guns from it. They lost 2 Vandals in hand, and now they're stuck on a full eco again, trying to find some momentum from that one. So, you know, they're going to have to try and play the cheese strat, because Order, by the looks of it, they were pretty much stumped on the pistol, managed to bring it back on the anti-eco, and now they're just going to keep this one going along. And Kanga, this could be similar scoreline to the first half again from the map prior, where they just lose early momentum and just don't find their footing and put their stance down. So hopefully they can try and pick up those ones there and see if they can't find some rounds. But otherwise, Order looking pretty swimmingly, you know, got money to buy into the next round after the reset in the hands of Kanga. And Kanga just going to have to try and condense their angles, play a stack most likely, and see if they can't get some cheeky burst fire classic headshots at point blank. But otherwise, yeah. Any other thoughts for these next few rounds here, Luth?
Well, obviously, Kanga, again, in that weaker buy, as you were saying, it's going to be a little bit more difficult for them to hold on to these sites. And Order, look, with these guns in their hands, they certainly know how to make work with them. They certainly know how to connect their shots, get everything out. They're certainly experienced in that regard. There's quite a few Sharpies on that lineup, and Autumn just demonstrating exactly what I'm saying with a nice shot onto Sicko off camera. Autumn going to be trying to get out over towards A. Well, there's no one on site per se, but Greg and Clutchy playing up towards this ramp here, looking to try and go for a swing. Luckily for Order, Tux is watching it and going to be able to find that one, getting the turret out. Continuing to watch the cross. Texter finding one over towards B site, meanwhile, trying to translate it into the second, but the grenade's going to finish him up. Autumn, again, just putting more work in, and Disco to clean it all up for Order as they find themselves around number 2.
Look at that advantage point already early on here, 2-1, and that is insane stuff to happen from there. Of course, Kanga now with the full buy, looking to try and wreak havoc, but they have to reset so much economy for Order. I believe that adds up to 3 rounds in a row for Kanga just to reset Order if they manage to win those ones out. But of course, there's a factor of resetting Order and keeping those guns alive into the next. So the only advantage is a Spectre up against a Vandal in their hands, but they have to make sure they're sharp. Their shots are sharp in this round here. But Order looking to be taken out and pushing on for this A side here, using the turret as bait. Sicko shoots it, however, and now he knows that there's at least 3 towards A, and they've already managed to push towards B main and cut off that angle, just waiting for Brim to lock down the B heaven. If he does, then they know it's a B site, and there you go. The rotate is through, then keep this one going along.
Just over a minute left here as Order gets spotted out. 2 of these players over towards Heaven by the Cypher camera. Greg going to try and swing off it. Not going to be able to connect any shots, though. Instead, just smoking it off. Trying to just keep them back off it. Just pressure Order. As now this rotate from Clutchy. We're pushing around. It's coming on behind the sight lines. They're just trying to get out on this site here, but Kanga, they've got a steady hold now. Order has made the call instead. They're going to go for the mid-round call. Just headed straight over to B, where there's no one contesting. Kangaroo is completely over-rotated here.
I don't know how Order read that one at all, but somehow, some way they managed to make it work. And of course, Koro is there first on the scene, trying to get this quick pick, does so onto Autumn. And now the retake is on here for Kanga. Koro guns blazing with that showstopper in hand, but Texter says no.
Yeah, Koro just going to get shut down, notch up in the corner there. Texter going to be able to find one as well, but does get traded out by Lukey. Just swinging from the same position. Actually goes for a second there. Now it's a 3-on-3. Kanga, they're in a position to beautifully take this side back if they're able to get some of these frags, but Signed is going to try to shut it down. Lukey goes down. That spike keeps ticking away. Sign getting another one, and Tux swinging out from main to finally find that one. The Sicko take Order to round number 3 for them. And we're going to see on the Logitech G replay, seeing Disco holding back sight, just holding off against the retake. Signed, some really nice swings coming out here, just taking angles one by one, playing off his teammates. Love to see it. Love to see it.
Oh yeah, you definitely do love to see it for that one. And it is insane stuff to keep that one going along. 3-1, it looked like they had a pretty good chance at Vakanga, but just couldn't quite find their shots. That showstopper was unfortunate in the hands of Koro. Could have had such a big impact on that retake, but, you know, now Kanga stuck on an eco again, trying to make quick work here. They seem to not be winning these early fights on and losing that control, so they have to keep on condensing themselves and keep those angles hinted more, but they're spotting out this early B take here. They're going to go for the rotate, and they have to win these duels to lock it down.
Bit of early damage being done there by Disco Nades. Going to find that kill in the end onto Clutchy. Zico trying to swing around the corner. Greg with him, but gets caught out as Autumn. They just keep peeking into him. Finally, they trade that one. Lukey trying to find a kill with a frenzy, but it isn't quite going to work. Now, Koro left half the HP, last alive, but not alive for long, as Disco is just going to swing in and catch him off guard.
Insane stuff there. 4-1 now for Order. You know, Kanga, they had a pretty good idea, managed to get those trades for them, but Koro, I don't know why he went for that retake in the 1v3. He's probably better off trying to save the Vandal, especially when you're tagged down to half HP, but he was definitely feeling it there. 6-4 on top for Kanga. Still holding on, but Greg, Sicko, and Clutchy, a little bit of a rough start here for them. But, you know, it is still first 5 rounds are done and dusted. Early days across the board. Now on to the quarter mark. Round number 6 here. Full buys again for Kanga. And looks like Clutchy first to the scene to try and peek this angle. But I think Tux knows he's stuck behind his own wall here. And yes, he does.
Oh,
Pick like
Clutchy's
that.
played himself.
That is unfortunate. Clutchy went a little too wide. Thought he'd be taking a fight there, but I don't know why he fell off the wall. That might have been a bit of a fat finger there, and unfortunately, accidentally went a little too astray. But 4v5 now. Kanga stuck condensing over towards the site, and they've gambled B correctly here. No one's on site. Disco still going to put more salt into the Kanga wound. 3v5. So they're stuck trying to retake B.
Now that spike should easily be able to make its way over towards the B side. 3 players left on Kanga to try to re-aggress. Autumn going to turn his back though, and Sicko is going to be able to capitalize immensely off that, but Disco does shut it down, finding that one. Texter as well doing the very same. Greg left last alive, but isn't able to connect the spray as Texter finds himself another one. Order now building up this momentum.
Another beautiful replay from Logitech G. Quick taps across the board. Sicko spray at the timing. Disco with another one, and of course they're still mopping up there. It was unfortunate how, I'm not sure why Greg reset mid-spray. It was a bit left, but he probably could have controlled it, so that cost him a couple extra bullets in that fight that might have won him that duel. But again, winning 1 duel out of 3 to try and retake in the 1v3 isn't exactly ideal, but most of it at the moment now seems to be that they're just kind of, you know, stalling. Kanga's still in a bit of a slump here, and they have the defense side on split. Stuck on another eco again, and they really need to find their footing and quickly here before they lose too many rounds in this first half.
Fine, just trying to come up here, try and find something. Does go down to Sicko.
Ooh.
Lukey as well going to find one. And these pistols doing massive damage now to bring it 3 versus 3, albeit some of these players are low. Especially Greg, who's now at 0 HP thanks to Texter. Going to be able to get themselves up onto this A site. A plant will go down without being contested whatsoever. Now, Lukey Gonna go out with Koro up here on Heaven, just making their way through the ropes, trying to find what they can, but being walled off on Heaven, that's one angle they can't pick. Instead, trying to just get rid of it, but that is going to cost them the information. Now they know where Koro is, and now we're going to be able to shut him down. Lukey left last alive in the 1-on-3, but he's so low.
And
He's just
They're
surrounded.
just gonna hold him. Oh no, and they do know it as well. Autumn with the burst fire. 6-1 now for Order. As they're 5 rounds ahead. Man, they are stowing for this one here. Look pretty promising on the anti-eco for Kanga, but, you know, eco is an eco. You can't hope for everything in that one, and unfortunately just didn't quite turn out in their favor. But again, they keep going on for these retakes here when they have no armor and they barely pick up a gun. Better off saving the money, better off saving the guns into the next round, and then fight out to keep banking up, because currently, they'd have to put lots of rounds together to make these ones work, but look at this, 5 ults, 10 ults actually, across the board. So this is going to be a guns blazing round to make sure you get the momentum in this one.
Anger just trying to push up nice into that B main. Getting that control, really, just trying to fight them off it. Order not peeking, instead just waiting for this aggression to come out, but it doesn't go all the way that they expected. Now they're going to be able to reclaim this B main, but that spike is going to be making its way over instead through a just walking past the spawn, being accompanied by Disco. Now that lockdown is going to come out, so we're going to be seeing just a little bit of difficulty now in trying to get onto that B site. Luckily,
they're selling the
though,
B
for Order,
fake. Look at that.
Yeah.
That is huge, using that lockdown as a B fake, and they've already gobbled up the juicy bait. Order have a free A site for the taking. I don't think they realize it, but they're going to go here any second now, and then it's going to be more chaos. A showstopper just to be safe, and now they've realized what is up for Kanga. But of course, they have 5 ults locked and loaded, ready to retake this one as soon as they figure out where it is. But of course, a shark in the water, 2 sharks at that, Sage on the ropes flank, and of course, Killjoy on the CT flank here. They really define and read these angles here for Kanga. Disco with the first, and Disco with a full-up and a clutchy.
Absolutely
oh my
huge.
god, they have completely shut them down here with all these flank angles. A flawless round for Order, reading them like a book, and they go 7-1 now, 6 rounds ahead.
yeah, now back on the Logitech G replay, we're going to see that once again. Disco just finding those 2 there just to shut down the retake. Tux and Texter coming in with kills of their own, and then Texter just shutting down the final one. I mean, look, they pretty much just picked apart that retake because they had that site early, because they were able to just get them off it. They were able to play really pushed up and just hold those angles, play really smart, really nice.
Oh man.
7-1 for Order, and Kanga, this is not looking too great as the momentum completely lying the way of Order right now. But Autumn going to be able to try and find that one. He's going to land it. Greg going to transfer it back with the Sheriff, but not to last. Man advantage going back in the way of Order, as Texter is going to be able to re-peek out. The revive will come out onto Signed. So, Sicko going to be shutting down Tux over towards A. Get a little bit of control there too. Lukey going to be pushing up over towards Heaven, but not going to be able to stay there for very long, as Disco going to shut him out. Now Sicko left alive. 1 versus 4. 5 HP. I would say his chances are not looking too great, Pierce.
No, they definitely aren't. Don't know what much more you can do for Sicko here, but I think he's making the right call and gone for the save. But Reyna hears his footsteps at T. Oh, they are headhunting him. This is so unfortunate for Sicko. He doesn't even realize he's walking into a stack here. They've already got eyes poised on it. Gonna go for the swing. Autumn says, see ya later. A quick wallbang headshot to him. 3k at that. They go 8-1 for Order. And Kanga having an even worse showing than last map prior. 8 rounds in a row for Order. And Kanga just have no footing at all in this map.
Yeah, God, that's unfortunate. They're just that extra footstep going to catch them off guard. But, yeah, Order right now just looking so unbelievably strong at the moment. They're just showing... They're just dominating, really, with their firepower just coming into this map and coming off the back of that last one as well.
Well,
we're going to see some early players, perhaps. Kanga's just going to take this map control.
For Kanga's side, they're going to keep chugging along. They have 4 ults, and they want to try and get at least 3 rounds in this first half, if not the 4.
That's huge.
Quick work, but Texter gonna get a quick pick. Another one. He is just playing Ames Labs here as Koro finds yet another quick pick. Greg with the trade, but Tuck's gonna keep it a 3v2. Koro still locking it down, but now it's Lukey alone in the 1v2. The Swarm to stall, and they know that they're going straight towards the B site. Lukey can get that neural theft to make sure that he isn't reading this one wrong. Spots the mid-rotate. I don't think he's going to be spotting the timing here onto it. So I'm finding a very specific lineup here for the Killjoy Swarm as Lukey's trying to find a gun in hand. But there you go. Picks up a Vandal and looks like he's going to be going for this 1v2. He's worried about that flank on Sewer because he thinks that the Killjoy is late, but he's going to realize it's not there. He's going to go for the B main flank, but Tux has already pushed up. Fantastic idea from Lukey, but Tux is one step ahead. 9-1 now for Order. This is a cheeky little replay here coming out. Texter just mopping up. It just looks like he's just playing some aim training going through for that one there. And now Lukey left, of course, alone trying to find it and doesn't even realize Tux is there ready and poised. Man, Kanga are just getting stomped at every turn on defense, on split. That is not ideal to say the least. So they need to do something to switch up here. They need these 3 rounds at least to have a good chance. They've got these ults. They got the full buys. They want to try and stomp out this round and pray they can clutch up in the last because 10-2 will be kissing this series goodbye and Order are through to the grand final just like that.
Next, they're going to spot this one out onto Clutch. You gets him down so low. The slow going to go out to try and stop him. Going to go for this re-peek as well. Very nice. Koro around the corner, and now he knows that because of the bomb block going out. We'll be able to capitalize off that. So far, not quite, but Koro, he's looking to go for this swing. He's getting eager to try and bring it back. Meanwhile, Autumn getting up over towards A. He's going to bring one of his teammates with him. Autumn finding a nice opening frag onto Lukey. Disco as well doing the same to open up the site. Now 2 players left. Make that one as Disco lands yet another shot. Sicko all by his lonesome. At least going to hit that one. Texter going down, but now his location revealed to all. He's got that ult in his pocket should he choose to use it. But that spike still has not gone down anywhere. He thinks it could still be over towards B, but now he's realizing instead he'll be wrapping towards the other side. Sicko going to hit a second onto Autumn. Now it's looking a little bit more possible, but still not easy. And Tux is going to show him that with a nice shot there to finally close things out. Order take double digits on 10.
10-1. That is not ideal if you're a Kanga fan there. They are 9 rounds behind, and that is just brutal for them. I think I've realized now with those ults, they're just not having the opportunity to use them. You know, clutching the revive, you have to wall it off to get that revive, or if it's in a nice tucked away angle. Sicko pretty much built for the retake, or otherwise helping the teammates swing early. And of course, that showstopper is there just for a single angle to try and get that control. But look at this, they're going to go swinging, they're going to go for that quick A-main push. And they're just going to try and clear off these angles here, trying to catch them out. Tux waiting for the swing. They're already ready for it on Order's side. They went for an interesting play for Kanga, and it gets shut down just like that. And now, of course, they're going to go straight back twice as hard out towards the A side here, where it's, of course, Breach alone trying to hold on, waiting for his teammates to rotate. And the pressure's on for Kanga to win this round, or else this series, man, I don't even know. They have almost no momentum here, no footing, and this could be their small ray of sunshine that they need.
Sicko going to find that one onto Autumn at least, but Hex are going to go right around the corner, trade it, and nullify it. But look, Lukey, he's going to be swinging around the corner with the Sheriff. He's going to find the revived player and the Sage. Signed, though, going to shut it down on Heaven, as he's going to find that one onto Clutchy. Now, Lukey left in the 1-on-3. If there's any player who could do it, perhaps it's him. We've seen some incredible things come out from Lukey. We've seen some incredible things from this type of scoreline from Kanga. But, Lukey, this is still a difficult site to retake here, especially with the post plans being played so much. The Astra ult now coming out, and the lockdown too. After all, it is the last round. Might as well use everything you've got. Lukey, he's going to be trying to clear out some of these angles. He's getting closer and closer towards the site, looking to just try and swing on the other side. But Disco's going to swing before he does. Catch him out, and now 11-1 Order are ready to send Kanga into the lower bracket.
Oh man, that is not ideal for Kanga. They wanted some rounds in this first defense half here, but Look at that. 10 in a row. No, 11 in a row for Order, excuse me. And now, Kanga, if they don't win this pistol, this series is done and dusted like that. So, but we're going to have a quick little break, of course, from none other Logitech G color set here. Going
Indeed,
through.
indeed.
They are
New
beautiful.
Logitech G color collection. It's a fresh new take on gaming gear. You can customize with swappable, reversible headband straps and some super fun mic covers. Mix, match, and play with your way with the Logitech G color collection. Be sure to check it out. And thanks to Logitech once again for sponsoring the Autonova Invitational. Straight back into some action here, as we're going to be seeing Kanga grouping up over towards this A side, ready to go, ready to rock and roll. Really.
They've gambled
They want to try and
correctly
get something.
here. Yeah, they managed to read that there's two people on here. Obviously, it's just a bit of the luck factor for it. But they're still going to go for the A site regardless. Or I'm going to shut down the first onto Clutchy and dip into ropes. Now they're just going to swing on through, retake Heaven, and fight site to get this pistol under their belt.
Oh. Disco hitting these shots back and forth. Tux as well. Absolutely huge, but now Sicko left in the 1 versus 3. Tries to turn around and find it with the Sheriff, but not quite going to be able to. Some absolutely nuts shots coming out here from Disco. Just look at that peak. Look at how little time he had to spot that head before he hit it.
As well as Sicko coming back with 2, trying to swing on this one, but couldn't quite find the swing back. It was a full 180 and missed the first shot from it. Order now on map point, on series point to keep going through, and their golden ticket straight through to the grand final with 1 map under their belt. And of course, Kanga, they will have to fight out in that lower bracket if they don't win 11 in a row to force overtime, to force this map win, to force map 3 in this series. Because boy, oh boy, Order have all the momentum here. And Kanga stuck on a force buy with lots of very not long-range guns in this fight. Sheriff's in hand, and of course, not much armor across the board.
Oh, signed. Hitting that one on Lukey. It's a nice opening pick. Nice pick. That's just in this. The theme of this match really just been Order dominance all around. Cora at least going to be able to trade 1 back in this round, but still man advantage flying the way of Order. But Texter is just trying to close it out as quickly as possible now. Only 2 players left, Cora and Clutchy. Cora will get healed up at least and gonna go for the re-peek, try and hit something, but he peeks right into the Lion's Den. A sign gonna hit that, and now it's all on Clutchy. Left only with the shotgun in hand, hiding around ropes. This would be absolutely one of the most incredible clutches from Clutchy. But, he's just gonna have his knife out. He's still gonna hit it. Doesn't even need to have his gun out. He's gonna find that one. He's gonna go up.
30 seconds left.
Playing around the ropes really here. His position is all given up. He knows that all these players are in front of him. What he doesn't know is this player behind him is about to come in. He's just looking up. What he doesn't realize is that he's about to get knifed. Tux is gonna get that one in the end. 13-1 to Order, who will be proceeding to the grand finals on Sunday. Kanga go down to the lower bracket, just like that.
Oh man, it was an insane showing from Pryor from Kanga battling it out there. That just doesn't seem like the same Kanga we had from the semi-final prior. So it is unfortunate to say the least. But of course, that is no worries at all. And as you can see, the scoreboard does speak for itself. Not a single Kanga player going positive. Clutchy having a rough showing, not quite playing the duelists he's used to of those ones there. And 13 in a row just for Order to close it out there. That just wasn't the same Kanga that we saw from the best of 3 prior, and from even the map prior where they had a 13-7 showing. But GG's, of course. Order get the golden tickets straight through to the grand final. They'll be playing on Sunday, of course. And Kanga, as he said, just from prior, bailing out that lower bracket, will be versing none other than Team Bliss and Mindfreak around the track from there. So who's going to be winning out that match, of course? Well,
yeah, for sure. For sure. There's been a lot of great Valorant here today, and there's going to be plenty more over the weekend as we check out the lower bracket tomorrow from 2 p.m. Got the bracket up on your screen for you all here. We started off today on this stream with a 2-0 win for Kanga. That's what got them into this game here against Mindfreak, and Order winning 2-0 against Bliss. Both of those two teams, Bliss and Mindfreak, getting knocked down to the lower bracket to start off at 2 p.m. AEST tomorrow. Also going to be seeing Kanga playing the winner of that best of 3. Shoutouts also to Digital for covering that one, Digital and Cthulhu, covering that first best of 3 that we didn't get around to today. And also shout outs to Logitech once again for helping bring you all this action. But so far, wow, what an incredible tournament it has been. What an incredible showing from these teams it has been today. And hopefully that continues as we see some excellent Valorant action over the weekend.
Definitely indeed there. So be sure to stay tuned, folks, for that one. They're kicking off tomorrow at 2 p.m. And of course, big thank you to Logitech for helping sponsor the Order Nova Invitational from that one. My name is Pierce Potato Fries Evans, and of course, joined here with Luther 2SBS Mitchell. Go ahead and give us a follow. That's at Potato Fries AU, and of course, at It's 2SBS over there from that one there. And otherwise, thank you all for that one. We will see you all later, and be sure to stay tuned tomorrow.